All right, what is this Chips Ahoy discussion that I'm hearing? I'm getting the final prep done. I'm sticking my headphones on. I got Michelle and Fester over here just yapping about Chips Ahoy cookies. Can I get explanation on this, please?
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is a big week. This is a really big week.
Yeah, the P. Diddy trial. The conclave begins for the new Pope,
right?
Who I think it should have been a pizza baller.
Yes.
How could you not pick a pizza baller?
That's who I'm rooting for.
Oh, the Pope thing. Oh, before we get into Chips Ahoy, let me just mention something. There's like a dude that works for our company that works for our Boston cluster.
It's a cluster.
It's a cluster up there in Boston. All right, so we've got this dude. His name is Cadillac Jack, and he's been around the industry for a long time.
I think he worked in Tampa for a while.
No, it's a different Cadillac Jack.
How many Cadillac Jacks are there?
Oh God, it's like
it's not even that great a name.
Listen, hold on. There's a whole list of like radio names that were like hot back in like the 80s and 90s, and there's a handful of DJ names that the same name was used in like 22 markets. All right. So,
crazy.
No, but I think I know of like 3 Cadillac. Hey, we had a Cadillac Jack when I was working at Pirate Radio in Los Angeles. We had a Cadillac Jack there. That was 1989, 1990, 1991. Cadillac Jack.
I thought there was only one. I thought he was the hardest working man in show business.
I know of at least 3 Cadillac Jacks.
That's crazy.
All right. So this Cadillac Jack guy, he works for our company at our Boston cluster of radio stations, and apparently he's a big Catholic. And he's been following the conclaves and the Pope since he was 6 years old. Ooh. And he applied for a press pass to attend the conclave.
Yeah.
And he got, listen, Boston's a big Catholic town,
That's
obviously.
True. Yeah.
Huge Catholic town. So he got the press pass. And they sent out a corporate email that if you want to have Cadillac Jack on the phone from the Vatican during the conclave while they look at the potentially nude Pope of the pizza baller, that we could get him on the phone. And, I don't want to like get on like some corporate crap list because he does a lot of stuff with corporate, this Cadillac Jack guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to get on a crap list, but then again, I don't need a serious report from Rome, from the Vatican with the conclave for the picker of the nude Pope.
We should bring this up a little later.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe the listeners feel differently.
All right. Hey, let me mark it down for later.
I mean, MJ, this is a big opportunity. I mean, are we missing something?
Pope, Vatican, Cadillac Jack.
Why doesn't he call himself a Catholic Jack, huh?
There you go, Catholic Jack.
Catholic Jack.
Yeah, for this event, he ought to be the Catholic Jack. Yeah. So, I don't want to get on some corporate crap. Oh, yeah, the only big morning show of the company that didn't have Cadillac Jack on live from the Vatican was the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, listen, I think our speed, we had fun with some of the names yesterday. Yeah, listen, the Pope thing and the conclave, I do find it fascinating. I do. Michelle and I watched the conclave movie when I was watching all the movies for the SAG-AFTRA Awards, to vote, for my favorite movie this year. So, I mean, we did enjoy Conclave. Movie was, fantastic. But I just don't know if we need the serious side of the report from the Vatican. We had fun yesterday because one of the cardinals that's potentially in the running, the guy's name is Pizzaballa. There's a Cardinal Pizza Baller, and that, of course, led to the Pope of Pepperoni and the Caccioe Pope, and all that. That's more our speed around here,
I know we talked about it briefly yesterday, but I thought about it again in the evening, and I'm wondering if we're just missing something, and maybe it's not a terrible idea to have a serious report from Rome. So that's why I said let's get into it.
Wait a second. I'm just telling you this now. And last night you were contemplating at home. You didn't even know about Cadillac Jack until 2 minutes ago.
I didn't know who Cadillac Jack was.
Hold on. You didn't even know that we had the option of having somebody report to us from the Vatican. So what are you saying?
A Cadillac Jack.
All right, hold on. Don't. Wait a minute. You just said you were thinking about this at home last night.
It was a company email.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
There was a company email, dude.
Well, you didn't bring that up. Then you saw the company email.
You
Dude,
said-
you never check your freaking email.
It was at
You never, ever check your company email. And suddenly you know about the Cadillac Jack at the Vaticano in Italy, in Italia.
It was by accident that I saw it, but I saw it.
Dude, you have never checked your company email ever, and suddenly you're aware that, yes, that is, because I'm trying to figure out what the hell are you talking about? How do you were sitting at home contemplating this.
I saw it. I was like, yeah.
The one and only corporate email that you've ever looked
opened,
at,
ever
opened in the 4.5 years that we've been back on Q105, working for the Beasley Media Group.
I don't even know that I opened the email. It was just in the headline. Cadillac Jack at Conclave for interviews or something like that.
All right, well, listen, the fact that you brought up the email, because I didn't bring up the email to you, but that is correct. There was a corporate email that any morning shows that would like to talk with Cadillac Jack. And listen to this. Let me tell you something else. Apparently, he wants to get on a whole. Oh, this is another motive here. Apparently, he wants to get on a whole bunch of radio stations because then he can expense the trip. All right, and then also claim that it was a work trip and not be docked vacation days from the Beasley Media Group corporate HR folks.
You mean he's there on his own dime?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like radio budgets are huge these days.
All right, this is more reason to talk to this guy.
We're getting rid of folks that make $8 an hour. I mean,
we that's exactly right. Can we get back to why this is a huge week, and it has nothing to do with the conclave, and it has nothing to do with P. Diddy?
Well, you know what? Holy crap. They should have done some kind of tie-in with Diddy and the conclave. Yeah. The Pope Diddy.
No.
Pope P. Diddy. Pope
Okay, stop.
Well, all right.
That's just taking it a little too far.
All right, Michelle.
We're going to
Worlds colliding.
All right.
Baby oil baptisms.
All right, I'm sorry.
No.
All right, so
baby oil baptisms? Is that what you just said?
Baptisms.
Oh, gross.
In the name of the Father, Son, the Diddy. The Diddy.
Okay.
All right, so what were we going to say?
No, but why this is a big week and the conversation Michelle and I were having as we
Oh,
were
back to Chips Ahoy.
This is Publix.
Oh, jeez.
Buy one, get one free Chips Ahoy week.
You know what? We ought to send Publix a bill every time you mention BOGOs at Publix.
I'm telling you.
You know, Publix doesn't buy advertisements on this show.
No.
And it goes back to the fact that somebody at Publix doesn't like me.
Yeah, George Jenkins. He doesn't like me.
Well, does it go back to when the deli worker lost his fingertip in somebody's like sliced roast beef at the Publix on Gandy, and I called up and asked if we can get a finger sandwich platter. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Publix doesn't like me.
I don't know why.
I mean, tons of Publix workers love me.
Sure.
When I go into Publix stores, man, I get greeted all the time. Cashiers, managers, MJ, how you doing? You know, all the time. But somebody at Publix Lakeland Corporate, some media, whatever, they don't like me, and I think it's a grudge they're holding from a 1997 or 1998 crank call that I did after one of the deli workers sliced off his fingertip and just sent the deli meat out and didn't say anything to anybody.
They had to have known their tip was in there, right?
You know,
they lost their tip of their finger.
You know, I think I made a joke about, hey, when they offer to bring your groceries out to your car, you're not supposed to tip them, but the deli worker is tipping the customers by giving them a fingertip. That was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
All right. So you're all excited because Chips Ahoy or BOGO at Publix.
Well, I brought them in, and Michelle and I enjoyed a few yesterday during the morning show. We have more today.
All right.
It's very exciting.
Pat, I hope you enjoyed the show open today. All right, 6:09 rolling up on 6:10. It is actually 6:10 right now. It's the MJ Morning Show just getting started on a Tuesday morning. We got a lot of stuff. Cash Kitty's on the way at 8 o'clock. We'll give away another Mother's Day garage door opener, top of the line, Liftmaster from Banco. We're loaded, folks. Back in minutes.
Good morning.
Got the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105, 104.7 FM. Enjoy that. That's our one and only song of the day. Oh, Fester just walked in. I was going to ask Michelle something before Fester walked in. Hold on. I'm going to turn your mic on. No, you can stay here. Because I didn't think you were going to be back in time. I was going to ask Michelle if you'd already dipped into those Chips Ahoy over there.
No,
no, it's not snack time yet.
Yeah, we usually start eating sometime.
What is this, preschool?
Yeah.
It's not snack time yet.
Fester and I have a system.
Yeah. Preschool, they whip out the snacks and then they whip out the melatonin for the kids.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
we don't want to take melatonin during the show.
Hold on. Yeah, don't get arrested for that. Because, over the years, we've had multiple stories where, like, daycare centers, they, like, drug the kids to put them to sleep. Yeah, you can't do that.
Give him little gummies, little melatonin gummies, and zonk right out.
THC gummies. Yeah, don't do. No, hey Michelle, you remember some of these stories?
Yeah.
There have been numerous stories that we've done over the years where, like, daycare centers or preschools, that some of the workers, with all these little rugrats running around and driving them nuts. If the kids are driving you nuts, you're probably in the wrong line of work. You should probably go find another job. So, no, I was going to ask Michelle if you dived into the Chips Ahoy bag. So is that unopened?
No, we opened it yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
She had
You didn't tell me you guys were munching on. You didn't offer me a Chips Ahoy. How does that happen? You guys have Chips Ahoy? You have a whole bag over there?
We have a whole world that happens on this side of the
Well, clearly,
yes.
Our line of sight is so bad in here. I had no idea that Fester and Michelle were eating out of a bag of Chips Ahoy cookies during the whole show yesterday.
I still have 2/3 of the box left.
Yeah,
If you'd
okay.
like some, you dip in first.
Yeah, your fingers are all in that bag. I'm not touching any of that.
We only took
I
one.
only had 2.
Are you using tongs? You know what? You need to use tongs to get the cookies out of the bag.
Okay, yeah.
That's like at the supermarket where
Right.
you know where they have the Lucy rolls?
Yeah, I never use it.
Like the donuts or the loose rolls.
Yeah, yes.
Some of the supermarkets where you're supposed to use the tongs to take the rolls out of the bin.
I never use the tongs.
I don't think Publix has like the bakery roll bin where they have like the acrylic lucite.
Yes.
What?
They do.
They do.
Hold on,
What Publix are you shopping at?
They have the singles?
Yes.
Every store is different, but I remember there was a store that once had like baked cookies where you had to open up the little door, the armoire.
Maybe
of cookies.
it's the abridged Publix near our house, the one on Kennedy, across from West Shore. Maybe they don't have.
Maybe not.
They might not have the Lucy, because that's where I spend most of my shopping time when it comes to Publix.
Yeah. But at the one that we spent the 15 years before at the other Publix, I'm surprised you never noticed that there's an acrylic section right next to the bakery area, and you could reach in and grab
right.
And Fester's right. Sometimes they'd have cookies, and they used to give a cookie for the kids for free.
They still do
Still
that.
do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They still do that, yeah.
Well, I don't shop
Yeah.
with kids, so.
Oh, we ought to bring Shorty Shane in there.
They give it to him.
And see if they'll give him a little, hey, can I get we got to call him. I wonder, I haven't heard from him since St. Patty's Day. He did our appearance at
O'Brien's.
no.
O'Keefe's.
O'Keefe's. Dude.
One of the O's. O'Keefe's, O'Shaughnessy, O'Connelly.
O'Keefe's, the famous
O'Keefe's.
Irish bar in
O'Brien's
Clearwater.
another one. All right, fine.
Hey, is Scientology trying to buy O'Keefe's next?
Oh, yeah.
You saw that Scientology, they're trying to buy a street from the city of Clearwater and shut it down? I mean, I got to be honest here. I mean, Clearwater, enough with the Scientology takeover, okay? Why don't you just change the name of the city to Scientology Water?
Clear Scientology.
What?
They're going to name it O'Hubbard's.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Tom's. Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Cruises. All right, 6:24 at the MJ Morning Show. Did you hear about this woman that was caught on video making racial slurs? And then she's now raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for herself?
What?
Yeah, this is the freakiest freako story. I'm like, say what? This is in Minnesota. Yeah, Rochester, Minnesota. And a woman up in Minnesota, she recorded a video that's gone viral saying racial slurs when a man accused her of calling a child the N-word in a kid's playground. All right, you got me so far?
All right.
Woman is accused of using racial slurs, recorded in a viral video saying the racial slurs. This man accuses her of using the N-word. All right, you got it? So the woman was recorded in this viral video. The video has just caught fire. It was posted first on TikTok. Then it's made its way to Reels. I mean, it's gone totally viral. And now the woman who is accused and caught using racial slurs. She's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for herself. What? This is just nuts. She's claimed that because she was caught on video using racial slurs, that now she and her family are in jeopardy. Yeah, not the game show. They're in danger.
Yeah, Ken Jennings isn't coming over.
No, and either is Alex Trebek.
Oh, he's not going
He's
anywhere.
unavailable right now. Yeah. So they're claiming that she and her family are in danger and they need to move because they're getting all kinds of threats. Well, you use racial slurs. You apparently call a little kid the N-word on a playground, and you're caught on video. Guess what? Yeah, you might have some angry people at you. Yeah. The video shows this woman with a child, and she's approached by the man that's recording her. So she has this verbal confrontation with the guy. The man, who's behind the camera asks the woman, if you called another child the N-word on the playground. The woman then starts to walk away, but then flips around and then calls the man the N-word and then makes an obscene gesture at the guy.
Oh, wow.
The woman says, he took my son's stuff. And then the guy, is kind of asking her further questions. And the guy says, so that gives you the right to call the child 5 years old N? The N-word?
No.
So she's a terrible person and she won the lottery all in the same week?
All right. So
how much did they raise for her?
The woman launched a crowdfunding fundraiser and she's asking for $1 million. And the last I saw, as of the story that I saw from the Fox TV station in Minnesota, Fox 9 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, or wherever Fox 9 is. I don't know if Rochester has their own Fox station. I'm not that familiar with Minnesota geography. I mean, I've been to Minneapolis, St. Paul, but that's it. But is that nuts? She uses the N-word, and last I saw, Fester just found an update. Now she's raised $600,000. What the hell?
Oh,
that's insane.
I'm speechless.
Who's donating to this?
I don't know. What is going on?
Who thinks this is a good thing to donate?
Hold on. Andrew's now saying that, Fester, your story's out there. So
I'm sure.
When I printed this story out yesterday, it was up to $390,000. Fester just found an update from this morning. Now it's at $600,000. But wait, there's more. Andrew just said he just found a source that said that her crowdfunding is up to $675,000.
That's amazing.
That's disgusting.
What the friggity frig? She calls a little kid the N-word? A 5-year-old the N-word? So the claim is by the adult that this white woman's kid was taking toys that belonged to another kid.
Kids play with toys on the playground.
Yeah.
You bring a toy, you share a toy.
Yes.
Or whatever the story.
Yeah.
That's kind of superfluous. So, but she calls the 5-year-old kid the N-word? I mean, this is unbelievable.
What does she need the money for?
Yeah, hang on.
She's going to buy a house?
Hang on. That's the story. So the story is that she feels she's in so much danger after she called a 5-year-old the N-word on the playground that she and her family are in so much danger that she needs people to give her money so she can move away. And now she's up over almost $700,000 raised. Oh, my God. Hey, would you like to hear some of the audio from this? Would you like to hear some of the viral video?
Yes and no
all
at
right.
the same time.
All right, Andrew, you ready to roll it? All right, here's some of the audio from the playground. Go.
You call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say. Nobody digging to you.
A little kid just did, you dumb.
That little kid, you call him a.
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know that's a hate speech, and you can be the that.
I don't give a.
Huh. Okay, we'll see about that. What the internet has to say about you.
Wow, is that unbelievable? By the way, the father, he looks like he's Somalian, and there's a huge. The folks from Somalia, they there's a certain look, it's kind of like I'm the captain now,
Right.
It's
All right.
what?
All right.
I don't think they all look like a bunch of pirates in
No,
the Indian Ocean.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
just. But
yeah.
no, I can. You can look at people from Africa, right? And there's just a certain look.
That you can kind of
Yeah.
understand what geography they're
Listen,
from.
I've been to Kenya, I've been to Tanzania, and I've been to Egypt. I'm just saying that people from Somalia have a certain look about them, and I can just tell looking at the video of this father that he's clearly from Somalia. There's a huge Somalian population up in the Twin Cities area. But listen,
Okay.
that white woman, that white lady has no business calling a 5-year-old the N-word. She has no business calling,
Wait,
anybody.
yes.
Stop.
Yes.
She has no business being a parent. If you have that much hate in your heart that you're not gonna
yeah.
that you're gonna go to the park with your child and engage.
Other children that way?
Exactly, Fester. Thank you. Like when you go to the park, you're bringing your toys. It's a community share. Isn't that how you teach your kids to share? And she is so, venomous towards another child.
God.
How could you? This is what she's modeling for her child. Her child, regardless if she says to her child, "Do as I say, not as I do," your child still observes how you behave, and they adopt that behavior. Period.
That is unfreaking believable.
I'm just shocked.
And
Hey,
now
Fester,
she has,
just because I'm a geography geek,
Sure.
Where's Rochester in regard to Minneapolis, St. Paul? I think it might be kind of north. It might be its own market. Can you take a look on the map? Yeah, it might be. It might not. But
It's
south. All right, so I'm guessing it is the Minneapolis, St. Paul Fox station. All right. Andrew, hold on. I got to go to the tote board. Hey, put my digital tote board up. I feel like we're the Jerry Lewis telethon. Let's go to the tote board here in a second, and we'll find the number keeps growing. So I had 390,000 for this sicko from yesterday. Fester just found a story from early this morning, 600,000. Andrew a moment ago said that it was up to $675,000. But wait, let's go to the tote board. And now the new total for this sicko, racist, N-word calling white woman who called a 5-year-old kid the N-word on a playground. The crowdfunding number is up to what, Andrew?
693,709.
wow.
I say that one word, 693,000?
Yes.
$693,000.
And change.
Is this a new business model? You call a little kid the N-word and you raise $1 million?
MJ, I think it's some people's plan to raise money on these funding sites for doing something a little outrageous.
My God, this is insane. All right.
Man, Minnesota, man.
6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. That could be the whacked out story of the day. But we do have morons in the news next. Looking forward to this. The morons next on the MJ Morning Show. On how do we top that? Oh, we will. All right, next on the MJ Morning Show. Hang on.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. 6:41 at the MJ Morning Show. We will give away the second garage door opener later on this morning because, of course, Mom wants a garage door opener for Mother's Day. There's no doubt about it. Come on, the flowers, the chocolate, take Mom out to dinner. Come on, that's just repetitive.
Ugh.
All right. Mom wants a garage door opener.
Yes.
Top of the line LiftMaster from Banco. This is $1,000 prize. $1,000. Wi-Fi connected. You got the video camera. It shows who's coming and going in your garage. All visible on the app. You can close your garage door, open your garage door from the app. Anyway, that's what Mom wants. Mom will think about, listen, the flowers, the chocolates, they forget about that in 12 minutes.
Seriously.
You get Mom a garage door opener for Mother's Day. She's pushing that button multiple times a day, thinking about you every single time. All right, so with the contest is on. We're giving away 5 of these things. We gave away number 1 yesterday, and we'll give away number 2 today. And if you want to enter for Mom, you've got time. I've kept the entries open all week. Just send an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. And you tell us why Mom needs a garage door opener. Just give me a good story. Real, fake, funny, sad, whatever. All right, and it's mj@mjmorningshow.com, and we'll pick 5 winners this week. We've got number 2 coming up later this morning, so heads up on that. Early morons in the news here on the MJ Morning Show. Walmart shopper, 73 years old, claims that she shoplifted because the devil made her do it.
I think I agree with her.
Really?
I mean, 73 years? She lived a life of purity?
Yeah, holy crap.
And then the devil finally sinks his teeth into her?
Of course, this is Florida. Yep. Right here in the Tampa Bay area. Here's the info I have.
Where in the Tampa Bay area?
Yeah, I'll get to the best information I have. 73-year-old woman told cops here in Florida she was arrested on Saturday night and told cops that the devil made her do it. Yeah, she was ripping off merchandise from Walmart. Cops say that Angela Velasquez Taborda was stopped by Walmart security when she sought to exit a Tampa area Walmart with $121.85 worth of goods. She had socks. She had men's shorts. She had shampoo. Those were some of the items. Total theft, $121.85. According to the investigators, Taborda initially denied swiping the merchandise, but later admitted that she did attempt to leave the store without paying for the items. As for the motive for the alleged theft, Taborda stated that the devil told them to buy the items for somebody else, but she did not have enough money, so she attempted to leave without the items. Arrest affidavit does not further describe Taborda's conversation with the devil. According to our friends at the Smoking Gun.
Whoa, hold on. The devil told her to buy it?
Yes.
So the devil.
Hold on, for somebody else.
Yeah.
So apparently somebody else. Well, listen, she's a woman. She's buying men's shorts.
Is the devil being charitable? I mean, so far the devil's doing good.
The devil made her do it.
The devil said pay for it.
The devil told her to do it.
It's very undevil-like. I wouldn't expect that from the devil. I would expect, steal it.
So
Does she have the angel on the other shoulder? Is it one of those situations?
And the angel's like, no, Angela. If the devil told her to pay for it, then the angel told her to steal it.
steal the men's shorts. I'm Beelzebub. Steal shampoo.
No, according to Angela, she said the devil.
Steal the tail and mane.
The devil
Is
doesn't
that,
want
is that the horse shampoo, tail and mane or something?
I think it's mane and tail.
Whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever.
like hoof and mouth or something, right?
Hoof and mouth disease. That seems like something devilish.
Yeah.
Hoof and mouth disease shampoo and conditioner.
MJ, I can't fault the devil. I mean, I'm not a devil fan by any stretch, but the devil said, pay for it. Pay for this. Wait in line. Don't use self-checkout.
Yeah.
And she decided.
So I'm looking at the story from the smoking gun. Taborda was released from the county jail this morning after posting a $150 bond, while a judge has ordered her to stay away from Walmart.
Good call, Judge.
But I'm looking at this smoking gun piece, and there's a little link to the police report, but it's just an excerpt, and I can't tell which. Oh, Tampa Road. It's Pinellas County. Yeah, okay. So, because it's only an excerpt of the police report, but if you look at this little fine print, so it's the Walmart on Tampa Road.
So that's the Oldsmar location.
Yeah, it's got to be just right near the Hillsborough, Pinellas County line on Tampa Road, and it is Pinellas County. So, do you know where that Walmart is?
Sure. I mean, it's on Tampa Road. It's the biggest Walmart on the north side.
All right.
Do you not?
Well, I know I know the Target. I know that you got Tractor Supply. You know, I always like I in my head I'm like, all right, is when I'm on Hillsborough and Hillsborough turns into Tampa Road, and I always thought that was ridiculous. So you get the Tampa Road in Pinellas, but you don't have the Tampa Road in Hillsborough. So because Hillsborough turns into Tampa Road, and I always have like when I'm along that stretch. Because that's not my neck of the woods.
No, it isn't.
I always have like some consternation in, trying to figure out if the business that I'm headed to is that in Hillsborough or did I cross over to the Pinellas? Is it Racetrack Road that's sort of the line
somewhere
around in there, right?
In that area, in that vicinity, yeah. But the devil's not at fault here.
The devil told her to steal the crap at Walmart.
Told her to buy it for somebody else. The devil gave very explicit, quite reasonable, and dare I say, ethical directions?
Moral
directions.
All right, moving along. And, of course, Morons in the News was really founded on Florida. Now, do we venture off into other geographical locations? Yeah, we do. But let's stay in Florida.
Let's.
All right, listen to this. Morons in the News. Former Florida deputy stole $5,000 from a bank. Yeah, there you go. A former Florida deputy accused of ripping off a bank for $5,000. This is up in Ocala. Yeah, officers were called to the TD Bank in Ocala, and the suspect identified as Christina Gates Thagard, or Thagard. I don't know. It's Thagard. Never saw that name in my life. She handed a note to the bank teller telling him that this is a stick-up and that she has a gun. So this is over the weekend. TD's one of those banks that have like Saturday banking hours, right? I think so, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't bank at TD.
No, there's some.
And I don't bank on Saturdays.
There are some banks that have Saturday banking hours. I think TD might be one of those banks, which is, I guess, if you want to rob a bank on the weekend, it's very convenient if the bank has Saturday, banking hours.
For some Saturday night party money?
Yeah, Saturday. Look, TD Bank, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, they have shortened hours for the weekend.
Yeah, abbreviated hours.
Yeah.
But, hey, they're open. You need to do some banking at 11:30 a.m. on a Saturday. You're good at TD.
But 1:05 in the afternoon, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
You have to wait till Monday.
Oh, yeah, they close the doors promptly.
Well, was she thinking that there would be less people there, or the security would be a little more lax?
Listen,
on a Saturday?
Who the hell knows? Anyway, Thagard or Thagard, however you pronounce her name, she got $5,000. So this is how often do you hear of a female bank robber? I mean, that's also kind of out of the ordinary.
Real trailblazer here.
I mean, Christina Gates Thagard or Thagard. I mean, a female bank robber. When is the last time you heard of a female walking into a bank and handing the teller a robbery note? I can't tell you. In all of the years that I've been doing this, I can't tell you of a female that's done that. It's always a guy. I mean, you know what? She's really pushing the equal rights movement forward.
Equality.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was handed $5,000 plus, so over $5,000. Within 11 minutes, Ocala police found her driving westbound on Southwest College Road.
Yeah, she didn't get away long.
No. No. They found the stolen money, $5,000 plus, a medical glove, and other evidence which pins her for the robbery. All kinds of crap found in her car. This is according to the Ocala police. And she was charged with robbery with a firearm. Even if she didn't produce one, you'll still get charged with robbery if you claim that you have a gun. Give me the money. I've got a gun.
Don't they have to give you the money if you just present a note?
Oh, a lot of times that's policy.
See, you got to find a bank where that's the policy.
No,
and
no, no.
say, I don't have a gun, but this is a robbery. And then, you've declared you don't have a gun.
I think bank tellers are Michelle, you were a bank teller. Did
Yeah.
you ever have bank robbery instruction when you worked for Navy Federal?
Oh yeah.
All right,
we
what can you tell us?
We had a little button underneath that would take the pictures from the cameras. And
this is what year? This is
1991, 92.
So
this is
93.
old technology for
Yeah.
stuff today.
So
But
this
then-
is a while ago. So Michelle, before we were married, Michelle worked for Navy Federal Credit Union up in Virginia Beach at one of the main Virginia Beach branches.
That's how you two met. She gave you a great rate on a loan.
No.
He wasn't qualified to be a member then.
All right, go ahead.
So anyway, yes. So back then we had cameras that actually rolled footage that I guess rolled over. So every morning we walked in, we all had assigned duties, and one of them was to document the hours and the minutes, the timestamp on the video, so that if you had to use the video, they would know that it was where it was for that whole day, and also to make sure that there was still film in the camera. I don't know whether it was.
Well, back then, that was before hard drives.
Exactly.
So there were VHS tapes probably, right?
I don't know.
Or whatever the hell it was.
I wouldn't know where those are.
Right.
But then we had the button underneath that would take the picture. If anything was suspicious at all, like somebody doing check kiting or anything, we could take a picture.
Right.
And take a picture of them at the window, take a picture of them leaving the bank. But then we also had this thing underneath called a kick plate. And it was like a little bar, when you go to church and you have that thing that you kneel on.
Yep.
It was kind of like that, but it wasn't full underneath, and you could put your foot under it, and that alerted the police. I think that set the alarm off. So you had to be really careful, because if you're moving around in your seat a lot and you use the kick plate to wheel your seat around, you might actually. I think somebody did accidentally one time.
You don't want to accidentally kick it.
Yeah.
And then the cop showed up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
what about the rigged bill in the drawer?
Yeah.
Was it? There was
I worked at two different credit unions. So one of them was a die pack, and one of them had that. It was like a clip. It was like a little, it was a little box that was about as big, like a tape recorder, but it was as big as the bill slot. So, and then you would put your 450s in there. And so if somebody got, was Rob, you give me all your money, you take those 50s out, and that triggered the alarm then for the police to come to. And also, when you do that, then all the film starts rolling right away.
But you were instructed
not to give anybody how to rob bank tips.
As a 1991 bank robbing tips. Great job, Meech.
As a bank teller, though, you were instructed that if somebody tried to rob you, that you just give them the money.
Just give it a go.
Give them the money. You're not supposed to say, "Get the F out of here."
Nope.
I'm not giving you. Give them the money.
Yep.
All right. It is 6:54. So and it doesn't say. It just says a former Florida deputy. I don't have what.
Was she in the jail? jail? Did she
Well,
work
yeah.
on the street? Did she, in the
Well,
office?
she's up in Ocala, so I don't know if
Marion
it's
County?
I don't know if it's up up there.
No, she
But-
was a former Marion County deputy. I saw that.
Oh, yeah, because the story I have does not say where she was a deputy. All right, 6:55 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, oh, man, if you're a video game fiend, there's bad news. Apparently, people are very, very, very upset. Yeah, we got a Grand Theft Auto issue. Yeah, so that's coming up next. Oh, big problem. All right, that's first up next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Tuesday morning. Apparently, there are people that are apoplectic. There are people losing their freaking minds because the latest incarnation of Grand Theft Auto, the video game, has been delayed. Even caused the stock for the manufacturer, the gaming company that puts out Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar Games, their stock plummeted. You know, if we go to the phones here, do you think we'll be able to get people that are just beside themselves? Are there people who's like their month is ruined or their quarter is ruined? their second quarter is ruined because
their stock took a 10% dip.
Dude, that's huge.
I know.
That is massive.
That's a buying opportunity.
Man, they fell off a cliff. You know what? Let's go to phones on this. I have limited experience with Grand Theft Auto. I had that PSP. Remember the PlayStation Portable? And I had like Grand Theft Auto 1. And Michelle, that was given to me, right? Wasn't that some kind of it was a promo deal? This was back when we were doing the old MJ show on the old station before we moved over to Q105 in 2020. You know, after folks don't realize this, we were off the air for what, like 8 years? 7.5 years, I think. Yeah. We had a 7.5 year hiatus because the original MJ Morning Show on for 18 years.
I tell people you went to prison.
Don't tell him that.
Where was MJ for 7.5 years ago? He did a stretch.
Listen. So MJ and BJ from 94 to 01, then the MJ Morning Show from 01 to 2012. And then
prison.
I was not. Stop it! I was not. Stop! I was not in prison.
If people don't know, I tell them.
I focused on my Schnit show, my syndicated program. I was doing 2 shows a day, and I decided to focus on my syndicated show. We hit about 100 affiliates across the country, and I focused on that. And then I was approached to reignite the MJ Morning Show back in early 2020, and we put the deal together, and we came back on the air with the MJ Morning Show on, October 5th of 2020. So we're rolling up on 5 years of the return of the MJ Morning Show. Things going very well, by the way. The listenership, according to the ratings measurement, has been soaring. I don't want to get into the logistics, but the audience has always been great. But the measurement now is, I'm very happy where things are. So the ratings have been very, very good here on the MJ Morning Show. So thank you to everybody who listens to the MJ Morning Show. We highly appreciate it. So back when we were doing MJ, whenever the PlayStation Portable from Sony came out, they sent me one, for promotional purposes or whatever, and it included Grand Theft Auto. It included the first ever Grand Theft Auto, the little card you snapped into the PlayStation. And I played it for a bit. But if you're a regular MJ Morning Show listener, you know that I'm not a gamer. I mean, I am fascinated with the graphics, and, some of the graphics and the computer programming is amazing. It's
Absolutely.
incredible.
Sure.
I have a lot of respect and appreciation for the quality of the graphics, especially in the current video games. It doesn't interest me as a player. I'll play something for, Michelle, what would you say, 10 minutes and then I'm bored?
Oh, easily. Maybe 8.
I don't know what it is. I have an appreciation, a fascination, and I'll maybe try something for a minute, and then I'm bored. The video game environment, it just bores me. Anyway, back to Grand Theft Auto. And yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed. Yeah, this is like a hotly anticipated release, and shares of Rockstar Games, I guess, tumbled. Yeah, it was supposed to be a launch. I guess what the launch was supposed to be this fall. That's right. We had a story about this, a couple of months ago. That
we took calls from
what
people that were.
What was it? We had a story a couple of months ago about the anticipated release, and was it that people were already getting on waiting lists for the fall release? But here's the deal. So Grand Theft Auto 6 has now been pushed off for over a year. So it was supposed to be out in the fall, and now it's not going to be until a year plus from now. So now it's May 26th of 2026. So it's going to be, 6 months or so or more after the initial release.
So a month ago, we talked about how people are planning their sick time and vacation time
that's what
around
it was.
the week
Yes.
of the release, so they can buy the game and just play it for a week nonstop.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So in anticipation of Grand Theft Auto coming out, the 6th edition, GTA 6, so that's right. People were planning to take time off to be able to stand in line to buy the game or to play the game.
Just have the game to yourself for a week. Nobody bothering you. You don't have to go to your stupid job.
Are there any folks that are really disturbed by this? Do we have any listeners right now that are like a gut punch? Do you feel like you've been run over by a crazed carjacker in Grand Theft Auto in real life? Because now you were expecting the game this fall, and now it's going to be pushed off until almost summer of next year, 2026. Let me give the number out. 800-990-1047. Or if you're a parent, or you've got a friend, anyone that can tell us, when this thing has now been delayed, do you know anyone that went into shock? Are they catatonic now? Are they walking around like are they zombified now?
I mean, what if HR just approved your vacation request?
Or is it you? Are you absolutely apoplectic? Are you hurt? Are you stunned? Or do you feel like you've lost a pet? Because Grand Theft Auto is being delayed. Or listen, any parents or your kids moaning, whatever. Any angle on this, I'd love to hear from you. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. So any Grand Theft Auto, any GTA fans out there, how screwed up has your life become? Has your year been ruined? Ruined because of the delay.
Dude, I'm watching the trailer to this video game right now. It looks like a movie.
It does. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I've got an affection, an appreciation for the graphics and, from Pong, boop, 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 to this, from Cubert, from Missile Command, Centipede.
Right, Pac-Man.
All right. So if anyone listening has any thoughts on the delay of Grand Theft Auto 6, How upset are you? Or do you know? Hey, were you at the office and like one of your coworkers in an adjoining cubicle, was he throwing crap? Did he hurl a stapler across the office because they found out that Grand Theft Auto is going to be delayed? All right, if anyone has any thoughts on this, 800-990-1047. Hey, were you planning on taking off when it was supposed to come out in the fall? Were you planning on taking off work for this? All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. I'd love to talk to some, gamer geek. Now, do we know the reason why?
They released earlier that the price is going to be going up. The licensing fees are going to be going up.
Right.
I don't know why they are postponing it 3/4 of a year.
Doesn't make sense. Well, you were slated to come out in fall 25, and then they're pushing it. I don't understand it. All right. So, listen, the stock plummeted. But there are people that are really upset about this. Andrew's screening calls. Let's see if we get any worthy gamers to buzz in on this.
May of next year is the release date.
I know. I said that 3 times.
Yeah, but I said it like, May of next year.
No, it's May. I even gave the exact date. It's May 26th of 2026.
Yeah, but I said it like, May, really emphasized it.
Is when this thing is supposed to come out. All right, let me grab line 2 is screened. Let me grab Adam in St. Pete. Hey, Adam, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. How screwed up is your life now that GTA 6 has been delayed?
It's not that big of a deal, but I would say it's very typical for companies that do this, that they get delayed all the time. So, I was a big fan of the last one, but, it's just kind of typical. Like, I was a little upset, but, it's not like the end of the world, as it is for a lot of people.
How old are you, Adam?
I'm 24 now.
What are your favorite games? What do you play?
No, I don't really play a lot anymore, but, I used to play, like, Grand Theft Auto when it came out, but the last one came out, like, over 10 years ago.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, like Battlefield games or like the
again, I had Grand Theft Auto 1 on my PSP that Sony sent me for free. What about the battle games?
Like Battlefield, like, like World War II, World War I, stuff like that, like the open world stuff.
Gotcha. All right, Adam, I appreciate the call.
All right, thanks.
Hey, thanks for listening. How about Debbie in Lakeland? Debbie, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hello.
So I think you're being a little dramatic about how...
Me being dramatic? No. What are you? Come on.
I'm not going to lie.
Me dramatic? No.
You dramatic. I know. That's something new. But, yeah, I'm pissed off about it. I think a lot...
See, listen, that's what I'm looking for. So, hold on, Debbie, you're a female gamer. You're a gamer, Debbie, right?
Yeah.
All right. Debbie, how old are you?
I'm 40.
All right. And you just said you're pissed off because Grand Theft Auto is being delayed.
I am pissed off because I feel like it's already been delayed multiple times, and I think this time I felt really strong that it was going to come out. I think me and some of my friends that I game with were really planning on hooking up and playing and stuff, and so... How
old are your friends? If you're 40 and female, do you have male gamer friends or other female gamer friends?
I have both. I have both male and female. And
what are the age ranges of your gamer friends, just out of curiosity?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What are the age ranges of your male and female gamer friends?
About 39 to, I think the youngest is 25.
Hey, Fester, what was the story like last week? Remember we had a guy, we had a 46-year-old guy. What was that about? Remember the husband and wife were on the phone? What was that?
Yeah, it was the Nintendo thing, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, that's right, the Switch.
Yeah, the Switch that's coming out.
Yes, that was Nintendo Switch, and we had a 46-year-old guy that was on the phone with us, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't wait for the Switch." All right, so Debbie, you said you're pissed off, but you think I'm being overly dramatic.
You're being overly dramatic. I mean, I was...
Debbie, there are people that are threatening to hijack a bus and ram it through Rockstar Games headquarters.
That feels very overdramatic.
Well, that's what happens in the game, isn't it?
Crazy, so who knows?
Debbie, how about you call MJ a drama queen right now?
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
Is my mic not plugged
Yeah.
in?
Hey, Fester's mic. Hey, Andrew, put the mics in the thing, would you please? Jeez. All right, go ahead, Fester.
Debbie, I was going to say, call MJ what he is. Call him a drama queen.
He's a drama queen.
That's
he
right.
is.
That's right.
But
Amen
you
to
know,
that.
I say that with love because I think you're awesome, but you are a drama queen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's the Drama Queen Morning Show.
I heard the love in that.
yeah.
She's right. I heard the love.
But you still love me, right, Debbie?
Yes, of
All
course.
right, thank you. All right, fine. I'm a drama queen.
You are a
Debbie,
drama
have a great day. All right, let me grab a couple more calls. Your phones have exploded. Alex in St. Pete. Alex, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello.
Alex, are you a gamer? And how upset are you that Grand Theft Auto is being delayed?
Yeah, I'm a gamer, but I'm really not that upset. I feel like they should take their time on the game. Like, instead of, like, rushing it, how the internet, you know, how everybody's like, you know, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? But I feel like, they're very mysterious and, like, very, like, when they kind of post stuff out, you know what I mean?
Alex, how old are you?
16.
You're 15. What is your favorite game?
16.
How old?
16.
Oh, I'm sorry, 16. What is your favorite game?
Ooh, either Dying Light or Red Dead.
I have never heard of any of those. But
Dying Light or Red Dead?
Red Dead. All right, Alex, thanks for the call. All right, last call on this, Andrew. Dave in Valrico. Dave, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how you doing today?
All right, Dave, you got an explanation on why this thing is being delayed for until a year from now?
Yeah, pretty much if you follow, big studio releases of games, there has not been a single game released recently in the past couple of years that has come out without a ton of bugs and nastiness that people just roast on the internet, and then no one buys the game. So this is probably a 95% sure that they found too many bugs. They don't want to be torn up on the internet.
All right, so they found so many bugs that they cannot get the bugs fixed by the release in the fall, and they need the extra time until May 26th of next year.
Yes. I mean, one small little bug can take a month if it's bad enough because they need to find out why it happened.
Oh, yeah, the coding and all the programming. I can't even fathom. Don't they have hundreds and hundreds of people that work on these games, right?
Absolutely. On the big studios, yes, they do.
Like, I know I read something years ago, like a game like this, they might have, hundreds of millions of dollars invested in producing it. Like something more than movies. They spend more than movies to make these games.
They got to get it right. I mean, if something's the matter with it. People are having it crash. They'll get torn up online. You're right.
Dave,
the latest Star Wars game that they put hundreds of $1 million in sold nothing. Absolutely nothing because it was so bad and so glitchy.
Oh, man.
So they lost hundreds of $1 million on that.
Dave, so you're a heavy-duty gamer?
I follow a lot of them. I play a little bit, but I kind of follow why and how and stuff like that because that stuff just interests me.
That's cool stuff. How old are you, Dave?
I'm actually 46.
Wow, look at that. I mean, age 16 to 46. Thank you. Have a great day, man. I appreciate you phoning in. All right. You're looking for a job, folks? Listen to this. If you're looking for a summer internship, this is great. Hey, Michelle, Julian's looking for a summer internship.
Oh, yes, he is.
And he can stay in New York. There is a Midtown Manhattan dog wellness brand.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Spot and Tango. You ever heard of them?
Oh, no, not that one. There was another one.
Oh, so listen to this. Spot and Tango is a New York City, Midtown-based dog and wellness brand, and they're looking for an intern to sniff dog breath.
Oh, no, that's not. Yeah, no.
I guess it's better than sniffing the other end.
Yeah, really.
All right, so, I mean, what? So
Spot and Tango, it looks like they make, like, their thing is that it's fresh dog food.
Right.
It's suitable for humans, or it can be consumed by, I mean, I guess a lot of them say that.
So Spot and Tango's looking for a summer intern to sniff dog breath.
Ew. Gross.
To see if their new dental solution works. I guess they have some kind of a dog breath product. Yeah. Help us make dogs' breath smell better, one dog at a time. They posted a listing on, the job web. So it's a paid internship. $25 an hour, summer internship.
How many dogs do you have to smell an hour?
Well, Looks like it's a 2-month deal.
Do they have like thousands of dogs you have to smell?
I mean, I don't know where. Do you just like go around the city and just walk up to random dogs and sniff their breath?
Well, no, you have to have dogs that have eaten this food. This has this breath additive in it that kind of.
Apparently, they have some kind of a new oral hygiene product for dogs, and they're looking for an intern to sniff dogs' breaths. I guess maybe then they give the dog the product to see if the dog breath gets better. All right, so if you're interested, just do a search for Spot and Tango dog breath sniffer.
It sounds like you're just playing with dogs for $25.
$25, but listen to this, $25 an hour. Do you know how many people would love to have a job that pays $25 an hour? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, 7:22 at the MJ Morning Show. I'm sorry, 7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we'll do an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. We are minutes away from over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop content. When we return, among the many things, the latest on the ferry crash. And, man, Michelle, they're throwing everything at the wall on the defense on this thing already, aren't they?
Absolutely.
All right, so latest on the ferry crash. Also, you're not going to believe this. A woman with a certain physical trait is making $10 million a year on OnlyFans. This is a woman with a physical trait making $10 million on OnlyFans. What the hell? All right, hang on. All of that, a whole lot more. Oh, and also 7:45. If your house smells like this, get out. And it's not what you think. If you ever detect this smell in your house, get out. That's also on the way and a whole lot more. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, our friends... So I'm looking at the traffic cam. This is up what? This is way up on 75 Festa. Where's the location on the overturned tractor trailer?
It looks like it's just south of like the Brooksville area on 75 if you're coming. It's in Hernando County.
Is this northbound?
It is.
Andrew, is it northbound or southbound? Do we know? Southbound.
It is southbound, so if you're coming, it's like the Pasco-Hernando County line.
All right, so there's an overturned tractor trailer, and it's like blocking all lanes. It's laying across the interstate, and it looks like maybe at some point they might be able to get traffic by on the left shoulder or the left lane, maybe. But
it
anyway,
doesn't look like that's what's happening right now.
It's a giant mess. Hey, check this out. A woman is making $10 million a year on OnlyFans because of this physical trait. All right, if you were to guess, hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, you're the female in the room, my lovely wife, Michelle, as we continue to search and have a good handle on potential permanent replacements for the female opening here on the MJ Morning Show, but Michelle's doing a hell of a job. What do you think? Have a round of applause for Michelle. Michelle doing a hell of a job filling in. Yeah. If I were to say there's a woman that's making $10 million a year on OnlyFans because of a physical attribute from a female standpoint, what's the first guess you'd have?
Boobies.
Well, I would think that that would be a male guess as well, but the answer is incorrect.
Okay, can I get a second guess?
Yeah.
Michelle, I mean, hold on. That's really a pedestrian answer. I mean, all the models have those.
Lips.
Lips. All right, so first guess was boobs. All right, let's see. Lips. Oh, that's your second strike.
Knees.
All right, we're looking for knees. Oh, no! The Fester family gets to try to steal it away. Now, Michelle, you got 3 strikes. You're out. All right, the Fester family.
Yes.
All right, you ready? Oh, good answer. Good answer. All right, so what is your guess? A female making $10 million a year on OnlyFans. What is her physical attribute that apparently has guys, and I'm sure some girls, flocking? Chance to steal.
Is she an amputee?
No, Fester.
No, so Michelle gets it. Yeah, no. Does anyone have an idea? All right, let's see the number one answer on the board. It's her height.
Oh.
Oh, that's a boo.
She's 6'3", and apparently guys will pay money to see, and she's very attractive. Yeah, she's very, very, very attractive.
Uh-huh.
All right, now, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but sometimes, like, ultra tall women, like if they're...
Turn you on.
No.
It's like a jungle gym to MJ.
Listen to
It's
me.
like a child in a park.
Sometimes ultra tall women, if they're like over 6 feet, like 6'1", 6'2",
Yeah.
sometimes they're not. How do you say, model-esque? Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not like ultra attractive. But I'm telling you right, this woman who was always insecure about her height and being just tall since she was a teenager, always insecure, is now making $10 million a year as an OnlyFans model. 6'3". She grew up very insecure about her height. Marie Tamara is her name, and she's making millions. What is the...
Okay, so...
I have never been on OnlyFans. I've never had an account. I've never paid any... I don't even think I've even been to the homepage on OnlyFans.
Liar.
So, MJ,
what are you saying? Michelle, hook me in. Michelle, have you ever... Well, that's probably a stupid question, because if I wanted to do stuff online that I don't want Michelle to see, I would make sure she didn't see. But I'm telling
you would. See? Right there. You're admitting that you've done something by saying that you've done... I would make sure you wouldn't see it.
All right, listen to me. I'm telling you right now, hook me up to a polygraph. Hook me up to a lie.
Now, if you believe the lie, it doesn't work.
I have never been... Yeah, there are ways to defeat those. There are books on that. All right, but listen. I
think you could beat a polygraph, by the way.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? I'm a sociopath?
No, I just think you believe what you want to believe.
Yeah,
and if you, right, like the OJ thing, like, you know, if you say it enough in your head that you believe it's true, the lie detector is not going to
You
pick
swear
up on
in your
that.
life it's true? You believe it's true? All right, MJ. So, OnlyFans making $10 million a year. She's just not posting pictures of her being leggy, just walking around the park.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing anything X-rated, though.
You know what? Unless you get past the paywall, I am of the belief that OnlyFans model is the new term to clean up like a porn star or something.
Well, I don't think she's doing anything pornographic. She wears like bikinis. She wears,
Yeah, I'll get that on Instagram. Thanks.
She wears a certain amount of, certain types of clothing. I think that guys can request certain things and pay extra to have her wear. So there are guys out there that apparently will pay her hundreds of dollars if, or maybe more, if would you wear, tight jeans with a purple crop top? I'm just making this up, but guys can make requests and then pay extra.
Okay, I think OnlyFans is the empowering of
OnlyFans, not only friends.
Okay, it's empowering the performers to be their own boss of their own X-rated business. That's all it is. I mean, she's not just showing, her reaching for cans of beans off of the top shelf because she's 6'3". She's, taking the boys to school.
Marie Tamara is her name, and
What?
Michelle.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, they're not just like anybody who has an OnlyFans paywall.
What did you just say?
I made a gesture to Michelle to give her an idea of what this person might be doing.
Hold on. Taking the boys to school? That's a term?
I think so.
But everybody knows what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
I've heard about dropping the kids off at the pool.
Listen.
Oh, that's something entirely different, I think.
You know what? People probably paid for that, but you can't call that just like you can't say I'm a drop the kids off at the pool model, because you're not. You're selling, does that make sense?
So Tamara has to get custom dresses and pants made
just to take them off for $11.99 a month.
Whatever.
That's what she's doing.
She's making $10 million a year. That is insane.
If you want to see pretty girls walking around for nothing, you can follow them on Instagram. They all have Instagrams.
Yeah.
And you see girls walking around in bikinis or walking around this way.
Listen, I'm glad you brought that up. And I've mentioned this in the past. So on Instagram, you have, if you go to search, if I go to my Instagram right now, I'm on my IG, and if I hit the little, magnifying glass search thing at the bottom, it brings up all of these suggested thumbnails and pictures and videos. And I have no idea why my pictures, and Michelle's seen this, and she's like, oh, what are you searching? I'm searching nothing. So if you go to the search on my IG, there's all kinds of like women in bikinis and lingerie. I've done nothing to ask for this. I've done no searches whatsoever. I've done zero. Why is the algorithm on Instagram putting all of these women in bikinis and lingerie? And then, I'll even get some of the tall women. There is this thing on Instagram, and I people are into certain things and certain fetishes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll see like the image of a really, really tall woman, and it has like next to her 7'1" or 6'11", and then there'll be like a girl next to her that it says 4'11" or 5'2", and for whatever reason, these height comparisons of these women standing next to each other are showing up on my Instagram feed. I've done nothing, zero, no searches anywhere.
Instagram is guessing that you're probably a potential customer,
Right.
even if you say you're not.
Right,
And then if you click on it, then it's going to just feed more of that for you. So you're saying, "Oh, I didn't search for it." That's your defense. But meanwhile, you've clicked on it out of curiosity. So then it's going to populate 5 more after that. And then one of them is curious to you, so you click on that one, and then 10 more are going to populate after that. I mean, don't you understand that's how that works?
And then here's one. I'm gonna hold this up to the MJTV. Here's one that just popped up. So here's an example of this ridiculously tall woman, right, standing next to a short woman. But let me tell you what I noticed when these things pop up. The tall woman is wearing clown shoes, like 9-inch or like 10-inch platform heels.
Yeah.
So they're taking a woman that's already pretty tall, and then they're putting ridiculous, like foot-high platform shoes on these tall women. So they're 6 feet or 5'11", and they're not tall enough. Oh, let's put the tall woman in shoes that have 8-inch, 10-inch platform heels, and then let's put her next to a really short girl that's barefoot with no shoes on whatsoever. Anyway, just some of the garbage.
Yeah, if you're going to call somebody, MJ, an OnlyFans model, you're calling them a person that takes pictures of their private parts and puts them online for people to pay for.
Anyway, so Instagram. And who just said, maybe it was Andrew, somebody just said, and I don't know whether it was on the air or not, but that sometime, I guess some of these women, they're boosting their posts. So I've never done that either. I've never paid to boost a post. That's a thing also, that people will pay to get a certain number of impressions, and then they push a post to Instagram users all over the place. All right, Michelle, quickly, the latest on the boat crash, the Clearwater ferry being overrun by the 37-foot pleasure craft driven by this Jeff Knight guy. So this Kevin Hazlett.
Oh, man. He's just...
he's like throwing everything early on. I mean, just throwing everything at the wall early on.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just that. I think, when it pops up in my feed online, because we're doing research for the show, and the story's so, fresh, right? The vitriol of people who have observed the video and, are watching this all play out is, overwhelming. It's just unbelievable. And like I said yesterday, I think it was so insensitive of them to release yet another letter trying to defend this Mr. Knight's actions on the waterways, whatever, with a number of idiocies I just can't even comprehend. I mean, I'm not a boater.
This really bad boater and bad driver, this Jeff Knight, right?
Yeah.
So he's being represented by Kevin Hazlett, bad boater to the stars lawyer, or whatever the hell it is, right? Lawyer for bad boaters, Kevin Hazlett. You know what they need to do? He needs to put a billboard up on 19, like I said, just his big face, and then just next to like a boat or something, right? He's boater or lawyer to the bad boaters. All right, so the latest now, and I mean, what I saw yesterday doesn't even seem to make sense. And of course, we're talking about the horrible tragedy of this pleasure craft smashing into the rear and going over the top of this Clearwater pontoon boat ferry, and it killed a father, a 41-year-old father named Jose Castro, who worked for the U.S. Postal Service at the Tampa, Maine processing center at the airport. All right, so what is the latest observation?
Well, Mr. Hazlett tries to defend Jeff's actions by citing this 33 CFR sections 84.20 through 84.24. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, what he's saying is that the ferry had no lights, that they could not be seen, that the one light that was maybe there was possibly covered up by the canopy. And it's interesting that he's using this navigation, these rules, these codes of, inland navigation waters, blah, blah, blah. Well, there are some other rules in there that, actually apply, I think, more globally or more, universally to anybody on the waterway. If you look it up, and by the way, I didn't do this research. If you, like I said, if you just read, Facebook comments or comments on some of the news reports,
right,
the research is there for you, buddy. Okay, whoever your associate is doing this work for you, he ought to just be reading the comments underneath like any of these news articles, because that's how I got this information. That, by the way, there's a rule number 5 that precedes the numbers that he cited that says every vessel shall at all times maintain a proper lookout by sight and hearing, as well as by all available means appropriate in the prevailing circumstances and conditions, so as to make a full appraisal of the situation and of the risk of collision. What? That's commonly known as rule number 5.
Right.
Hello? I think that just applies in general.
I call it number 5.
But also, this Kevin Hazlett, he put out another letter to, I guess, the investigators at Florida Wildlife. Failure to sound required 5-blast danger signal.
Oh, yeah.
This doesn't even appear to be even relevant. According to 33 CFR Section 83.34 Section D, Rule 34 of the Inland Navigation Rules, when a vessel is in sight of another and there is doubt as to the other vessel's intentions, the proper and immediate response is 5 short and rapid blasts on the vessel's whistle or horn. This signal is critical to prevent collisions and is considered the standard response to imminent danger. Wait a minute. The ferry was ahead of him. They're not coming head on at each other.
Okay, all of that that you just read?
Yes.
That's why I said blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Because it's completely blah, blah, blah.
But it's irrelevant.
Hey, you know what? Fester.
What?
The next time, the next time you're sitting at a stoplight, I want you to honk at the cars behind you as they approach you to make sure that they're not going to crash into you.
I do that anyway.
But I mean, the ones behind you.
Yep. Piss them all off.
This section that this Kevin Hazlett is citing, it just doesn't even appear to be relevant. The other boat was going fast and had the responsibility to make sure that he wasn't going to hit traffic ahead of him.
Yeah.
There's also this talk about, it didn't have nav lights. I saw after the crash there was a red nav light on the upper right of the boat.
Wait a minute.
Of the ferry, I did see a red nav light.
So rule number 5, like I said, applies generally that you should basically sail your vessel safely, right?
Right.
Now, the next one, rule number 6.
Yep.
Every vessel shall at all times proceed at a safe speed so that she can take proper and effective action to avoid collision and be stopped within a distance appropriate to the prevailing circumstances and conditions.
Yeah. So
in determining a safe speed, the following factors should be taken into account.
Right.
By all vessels. The state of visibility. Did he not say it was dark? I mean, he can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
It's so dark. So dark.
But it
that
wasn't.
He can't,
but yeah.
It's so dark that he cannot see the vessel in front of him. I mean, what the hell is he doing? Flying like an asshole through this.
Hold on.
I mean,
Michelle,
speeding with his boat at a freaking nearly a 90-degree angle.
You just said AH.
Michelle,
you just said a-hole.
I can't say that.
You said
it's one of the borderline cuspy words.
I see. You said he's driving.
We generally steer away from it, but
you think he was driving like an a-hole? Well,
is there I'm sorry. Is there any other way to describe how he is flying through that waterway?
He's driving like a jerk. He's driving inconsiderately.
No. He looks like he's trying to launch them into friggin' outer space.
All right. So it looks like he was going at a good clip. he had and it wasn't pitch black. That's one of the, it was so dark out.
No, but he says it's so dark, so maybe he should have been going slower and not driving like the you-know-what.
But like the a-hole? All right, so listen. If you look at the video, you can see it's not pitch black. The video.
Oh, well, there's some things about that, but we'll talk about that later.
So, listen, bottom line is you have the responsibility to make sure that there's not traffic ahead. He might, listen,
that's rule number 6, by the way.
That's a powerful boat. It's a triple outboard, and they're like, I don't know whether they're 350s on the back. That is a fast boat. It's a triple outboard, and they're high horsepower engines on the back of that thing, and he might not have been trimmed out. The bow might have been up in the air and it was not trimmed properly.
Oh, is that what that's called, the bow?
Yeah, so the bow might have been, and he might not have been able to see ahead. I mean, that's my guess.
That's exactly what some of the comments online have said.
That he might have gunned it and the bow was up. He had not trimmed it out to flatten it out to a more horizontal position on the surface or the plane of the water, and just ran right into the back of the boat. Listen, ultimately, it's his responsibility not to run into boats, whatever the speed is ahead of you. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And
then I got Hazlett here, Kevin Hazlett saying, citing the 5 hunks of the... Hold it. It's your client that's behind. The boat going forward is supposed to hunk at what? The boat that's behind that he doesn't even know that's coming up behind him?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Meanwhile, so, he left the scene. Even in the letter, he says that the letter says he stuck around long enough. Then he thought his boat was going to sink. So he left. Yeah. He was on his way to his own dock, by the way. He wasn't going to the nearest dock, right? And we have some discrepancies. Some of the people who posted online about how he was yelling at other people, that he wasn't really actually trying to help other people. And there's a lot of concern that there was not a talk screen done, and that one of the comments that I read said that if a talk screen was not done, that the law enforcement agency that's in charge of it may now be investigated by, I believe, the FBI because they didn't perform proper procedures.
Or FDLE, maybe the Florida.
No, this was FBI.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, because I guess Coast Guard has some skin in the game on this, and that's federal. All right, so the deal is that Jeff Knight, the boat operator, as far as we know, he was operating the boat. He did blow 0.0. So as far as alcohol in his breath or in his system, he did blow a 0.0. But they didn't do a tox screening to see if there's anything else. And when you're dealing with a death, there clearly should have been a full tox panel done.
Yeah, I mean, Hazlett's trying to say there's consistent, credible evidence that no stern light was visible and blah, blah, blah. So that that's what his.
But wait a minute,
let me rephrase this for you.
Yeah.
There was consistent, credible evidence that Jeff Knight was speeding like an asshole with reckless disregard.
We gotta get away from that.
Sorry.
Michelle, stop.
Speeding like a something with reckless disregard for any vessels in front of him at the time of the incident.
Where are you reading that from?
My statement or Mr. Hazlett's?
Hold on, what you just said. That was your statement.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I just modified his statement for him.
Okay.
By the way, he needs some new associates over there because,
Yeah, what are you applying?
No. I would never work for that side. Sorry, I have a lot of friends on that side, and I love them dearly.
Mr. Hazlett, that new legal aid you hired, she's a little lippy.
No, not a chance, buddy.
All right.
Just read the comments on the articles.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, Michelle is, from a legal standpoint, is really diving deep into this. I gotta do the promised teased item that if your house ever smells like this, get out. And it's not what you think. Hold on. I'll get to that in a second. Also, a classic crotchety old man call that this hasn't been heard in maybe decades. And a listener and an Instagram follower reminded me of a classic crotchety old man call we've got to play. All right, first of all, before I get to the smell in your house, let me grab one call on this. Let me grab Michelle and Trinity on the whole Clearwater ferry crash. Michelle, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, guys. Michelle, you're so right about the person being on the bow of the boat. When we go out with my son on his boat, if it even starts to get dark, he has one of us sitting at the front constantly until we are docked, watching for anything, not just other boats, but any sort of obstruction in the water. But somebody has to be up there at all times, and he makes sure one of us is up there.
Yeah, so you can yell, "Iceberg right ahead!"
Yes,
yeah.
It's just for safety because there are people, lights go out. If you're out on your boat and your lights go out, you still have to get in, and you're not going to have your light. So
You know, if you look at the video of the night of the crash scene, there is
it wasn't that dark.
Well, it wasn't that dark, but there's also a red light that I can see on the back of the boat, the stern of the boat. On the upper right, there is a red nav light that I did see. Michelle, good call. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, hold on. Is there more you want to say?
I just wanted to say also, it looked like they were inland, and I'm pretty sure it's a no-wake zone around that area, and so he shouldn't have been going as fast as he was.
They were parallel to the bridge.
Yeah, I don't think
Exactly,
it was.
and
I don't know. I thought I had heard that it was not a no wake zone, but still, you have the responsibility to make sure you've got a clear path and you've got a clear view of what's ahead, so you don't run into anything. Michelle, thank you. I appreciate.
You guys have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. All right. So if your house smells like this, get out. And I know that a lot of people, if it smells like natural gas, natural gas inherently, does not have a smell.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice
Yeah,
it.
you would not. They add the sulfury, like rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect
That propane-y type
a
smell.
leak. Yeah, they add. There's an additive added to natural gas, so people can detect if there's a leak. No, that's not what it is. So if I say, if you detect the smell in your house, get out, run, get out quickly. It's not what you think. This is bizarre. And this has nothing to do with making a salad either.
Hold on.
If you smell cucumbers in your home, get out. Do you have any idea?
What?
This is bizarre. I know what you're saying. What? Did MJ just have some kind of stroke or a TIA or something? No. No.
What, does black mold smell like cucumbers?
No.
Mm.
But you get a little warmer.
I don't know.
This is unconventional. This is not what you'd expect. If you smell cucumbers in your home, get out. Why? There is a venomous snake
Get out of here.
that smells like cucumbers.
What kind of snake?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because it's a copperhead. A copperhead snake, a venomous, and a copperhead can kill you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do we have them in this area?
I believe we have copperheads in Florida.
No, we have a lot of rattlesnakes in this
We
area.
have rattlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
I've never
course.
seen a rattlesnake
Dude,
in the wild.
Dude, there was a rattlesnake in my neighborhood. I posted.
That was a rare sighting.
No.
Hey, we don't live in the same neighborhood. I'm
Fester.
telling you, I've never seen a rattle. I don't go out of my. I've seen black racer snakes. It's the only snake I've ever seen in Florida.
Me too.
Fester.
I'm not terribly outdoorsy.
South Tampa, right near the Gandy Bridge. That area is known as Rattlesnake Point.
Okay.
There used to be a post office, Rattlesnake, Florida, right? You know where the whole marina area is?
Yeah.
That whole marina area, there used to be a rattlesnake cannery back in there in like the 1920s and early 30s or something. There was so many rattlesnakes. They used to cook and can rattlesnake meat right in South Tampa.
How come Tampa doesn't embrace our rattlesnake history? We're talking about cigars and guavas.
Hey, you want to go? You want to go see rattlesnakes? You know that the old Georgetown property that was knocked down over on Southwest Shore just
sitting
before
there for 20 years.
Oh yeah. Remember they had those old red brick like apartment buildings all through Georgetown. They bulldozed those years ago, and the property is just sitting there. I'm telling you right now, that place is probably rife, probably loaded with rattlesnakes in there. Anyway, the copperhead. A copperhead apparently smells like cucumbers. So hey Fester, look up copperheads in Florida.
All right, so I am, and I have terrible news for you.
Mostly Panhandle?
Yeah, they're not in the Tampa Bay area.
All right,
I'm not worried about it then.
So no copperheads in the Tampa Bay area, but we have rattlesnakes.
Like Oskaloosa County and Santa Rosa County,
You
all
mean-
those
you mean
panhandle.
Okaloosa?
I say Okaloosa.
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 All right.
Where Destin is, Escambia area, Panama City.
All right. So, but we do have copperheads in Florida. But listen, just you've been warned. If suddenly you smell cucumbers in your house and you're not making a salad, no one's cutting cucumbers, get out, because apparently copperheads exude a cucumber smell. Who the hell knew? Yeah, we had when I grew up in Virginia Beach, we had copperheads, we had water moccasins, we had all kinds of crap there. All right, 7:57 at the MJ Morning Show. So I got to give a thanks to Josh Bernard.
Thanks, Josh.
You don't even know what I'm thanking
You
Josh
said-
for.
I'm on your side.
All right.
I don't care what you're thanking him for. I'm with you,
So
man.
8 is not on my side. Fester's on my
I'm
side.
your thanking hype
All right.
man.
Oh, I like that. Fester's on your
Josh.
side.
Josh Bernard.
Josh Bernard, you're the man.
Josh Bernard follows me on Instagram.
That's right.
He's an MJ Morning Show follower.
Hey.
Certified MJ Radio is my IG.
Thank you, Josh.
Is he a certified MJ Morning Show listener?
He is. So Josh follows me. I'm sure he listens.
Hey, did you hear about that Josh guy? Oh, he's great. Oh,
So-
just great.
Josh is one of my IG followers,
Yeah.
and folks, you should too. You should
Yeah.
follow me at Certified MJ Radio on Instagram.
Like Josh. You should be like Josh.
All right, so
Be like Josh.
listen to me. With all of the Pope talk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, all right, Fester, I'm gonna stop it.
Thank you, Josh.
You're really annoying me
Look at
now.
what are you
Just
thanking him for?
I don't want a hype man. Shut the hype man off. All right. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
So Josh says, after listening to yesterday's show, and we're talking about the Pope and the conclave beginning on Wednesday, tomorrow, and one of the cardinals potentially in the running is Cardinal Pizzaballa.
Yes.
I love the name.
And that's who we're rooting for.
Oh, I'm running.
Yeah.
Listen, anything pizza. As far as I'm concerned, this guy's already the Pope. If you've got a cardinal and his name is Cardinal Pizzaballa, it sounds like some new product from Totino's or something. It's the Totino's Pizza Ballas.
His whole name
Available
is
in your grocer's freezer.
Totino's Pizza.
The Totino's Pizza Ballas. No, but really, there's a cardinal named Pizzaballa. Pizzaballa. How could you not pick that guy to be the next Pope? And he shouldn't even take like one of the Pope names. You know, a phony Pope name. He just needs to be Pope Pizzaballa.
Pope Pizzaballa.
As I said yesterday, the Poperoni.
Pierre
The
Batista.
Poperoni Pizzaballa.
His first name's a mouthful too. Pierre Batista Pizzaballa.
Yeah.
How do you even say that?
Pierre Batista Pizzaballa.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you say it?
Oh my gosh.
So after listening to our Pope talk yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Bernard says, "Hey, do you remember the Lick the Pope crotchety old man call?"
Oh my
And
God.
the minute he wrote this to me in a direct message, and folks, my DMs are open. My direct messages are open on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. The minute he said, "Lick the Pope," I'm like, oh my God, how did I not remember this classic crotchety old man call?
Is that why we're thanking Josh?
Yes, because Josh reminded me, and it's actually on a bunch of the CDs. It's on the original CD where it was first published, but it's also on my Nothing But Crotchety, where we did a 3 CD set with all of the crotchety old man calls.
I just called to say thank you, Josh.
All right, so it's Lick the Pope,
Oh.
a classic crotchety old man call, and I'm going to play it. And it's not long. It's a quick little call. It's a 2.5 minute call. So what's this about? I'll explain in a second. First, though, let me just give out the word here for the Cash Kitty. It's 8 o'clock. This hour's word is spirit. That's spirit. Text the word spirit, SPIRIT, nationwide to 45911 before 825. Got a shot at $1,000 right now. Or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. The word is spirit. Let me use that in a sentence. I used to crap all over Spirit Airlines, and now I fly them regularly, and I like it. I go visit my dad in Fort Lauderdale, and I fly Spirit. The word is spirit. So text the word spirit to 45911. Oh, do not text it to our regular phone number. Do not text it to 800-990-1047. People use that all the time. They'll text the word to our regular number. Do not do that. You've got to text the word spirit to 45911. And that's the 8 o'clock word. We'll have a new word at 10 a.m. for another grand, another word at noon, and 3 and 5 for, $5,000 a day. All right, so good luck. The word is spirit, 45911. That's where you want to text it. So, Lick the Pope. Fester, do you have any recollection of Lick the Pope?
No.
Nothing. Zero.
Lick the Pope. No.
All right. Lick the Pope was a crotchety old man call. This was a live one. So if you're a crotchety old man, oh, thank God you've answered, Milton Fludge Cow connoisseur, most of my calls were recorded. And I would have to call anywhere from 5 to 20 places, 5 to 15 places to get some people to bite on my, ridiculous premises for, some of these crotchety old man calls. So there was an ad, and there was something, I guess, Pope or papal related back somewhere in the mid to late 90s. And there was an issuance of Pope stamps. And there was some company, like the Franklin Mint, selling plates and selling all kinds of crap. All this collectible stuff that you'll see commercials for, the whatever the coin or, and people just buy this stuff. And it's a lot of this stuff is just garbage. There's never going to be any value. Limited edition, hurry up. Oh, we'll only allow you to buy 5 sets. There's a strict limit of only 3 sets. I mean, all that hype, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's all just a big giant hype game. So they're selling these Pope stamps, and it turns out that I listened to the call yesterday. The Pope stamps were being sold, and they were stamps from the country of Guinea. It's not even the Vatican. It's not even Italy or the Vatican or the post office. No, the stamps were being issued by legal tender of Guinea.
I'd like to point out how offensive it is that the country selling the Italian Pope stamp is named Guinea. I mean, you either get it or you don't. I'm not going to explain it, but of all the countries, boy, there are 260-something countries in the world.
No, it's about 200, 198, 199,
okay,
200.
I'm not that far off.
Yeah, all right.
The country named Guinea.
Yeah. Of course,
the Republic of WAP wasn't available?
Fester an Italian American.
You know why so many Italians are named Tony, right?
All right.
So they put 2 New York on their forehead.
All right.
T-O-N-Y.
All right. Listen, let me finish the story. So,
Let me tell you about the Italian motorcycle?
What?
They go forward, they go backwards when they're flat tire. Wop, 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 wop.
Fester!
I know, right? And Guinea.
I mean,
I'm
come
sorry.
on.
Go
All right,
ahead.
So Guinea is a country in Africa. Guinea is in Western Africa.
Not many Guineas in Guinea, by the way.
So Guinea puts out a Pope stamp. And there was some advertisement years ago, and I called the line live during the MJ Morning Show.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh Bernard, listener to the MJ Morning Show, follower on my Instagram, certified MJ Radio, said, hey, you got to dig up the old Lick the Pope call. I'm like, oh, my God, I forgot all about that. And here it is. Hello?
Thank you for calling.
Yes, is this the Pope stamp line?
Thank you for calling the Pope.
No, thank God you've answered. I'm calling because I want stamps.
My name is Virginia Medina. Which credit card will you be using today?
Hold on a minute. I have a Visa.
And may I have your Visa card number, please?
Yes. How many stamp sets can I order?
How many did you want to order?
Okay, I need 25.
I can do that.
Okay, 25 sets you can do?
Yes. And your Visa card number, please?
Oh, because I was very upset because the ad said that I was limited to just 6 sets. So
I can authorize a bit more.
So you can bend the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in trouble with the Pope?
Nope.
I'm not sinning?
Nope. You're not sinning. You're not going to get in trouble with the Pope.
I'm not going to have to go to confession and say that I've just sinned by ordering more sets than I was supposed to?
Nope. You're not sinning by ordering more sets.
Because I don't want to get on the Pope's crap list, you know?
Yeah, I won't let you get on that side of his list.
Thank you. Okay. Now, what are the pictures depicted on the Pope stamps?
It's the ones that are shown in the article.
Okay, I have that here. Now, where can I use these stamps?
They're a collector's item.
Yes.
And you can mail them from their legal tender for postage from Guinea.
What?
From Guinea.
Where the hell's Guinea? I once had a kid that had a guinea pig. Is that the same thing?
No, that's not. This isn't guinea. This isn't a guinea pig. This is guinea.
Guinea Pope?
Hold on just a moment.
Yes.
Okay, sir. It's. I don't have where exact location of Guinea.
Do you have a map?
I don't have a map right
How
here.
about a big globe?
No.
No globe?
I don't have a globe, sir. Did you want to order these stamps?
Well, I gotta admit, I'm feeling guilty about something. If I use the stamps, that means I'm gonna have to lick the Pope.
No, these are... Did you want to order the stamps?
I will call back. I've got to call my priest to see if it's a sin to lick the Pope.
It's not a sin to lick the Pope, sir, if you want to use a stamp.
I'll call back.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you hear the person in the call center laughing? So I think she put me on speaker, or other people were listening in with, licking the Pope.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you remember that call?
They had a whole call center for the Pope stamps?
Well,
they sold that many?
Listen, they had a call center that takes, calls on all kinds of products. Remember
their day.
Remember the call, the 800 number? Those were much bigger years ago. Call and order. Remember all the commercials on TV? Order all these products. Call 800. I mean, you see them occasionally, but nothing like what was like back in the 80s and the 90s and even like early 2000s.
She was so polite too, and let you off with a smile, not like frustrated with you. She did not appear to be frustrated at all.
All right, we brought this up at the first part of the show this morning. We have a little bit of a dilemma, and I want to bring in you, the MJ Morning Show listener. I want to run some potential content by you, the listener, and see if I should pursue this. We have a company employee that works for the Boston cluster. So we've got markets around the country, part of the Beasley Media Group. We've got Las Vegas. We've got stations in Detroit. We've got stations in Philadelphia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Tampa Bay, obviously. We've got numerous stations here in the Tampa Bay area under the Beasley Media Group umbrella. We've got, a variety of markets around the country. And Boston. We own stations in Boston. And Boston's a big, big Catholic town, obviously. And we have an employee up there, and his name is Cadillac Jack. Cadillac Jack put out a company-wide email that he's going to the Vatican, that he got press credentials. He said he applied for press. He's a Catholic, and apparently he's been fascinated with the Pope and the conclaves, growing up Catholic. Sure. He's been fascinated since he was like 5 or 6 years old. So he applied for credentials, and he's going over for the conclave. He's officially press credentialed as a member of the media from the United States. So he sends an email out, and he's like, hey, any Beasley stations around the country, any morning shows, I'm available for a phone call. He'll call into company radio shows like us, like the MJ Morning Show. And do I want to take a serious angle? Do I really need a reporter, like a serious take at the conclave, which starts tomorrow, to begin the process to select a new pope after the death of Pope Francis? We were having fun with the Pope of Pizza Paula, the Pope of the Pizza Popa, the Poperoni. Because there's a cardinal in the running, and he's not a favorite, but his name is Pizza Balla, Pizzaballa, and that's kind of like the kind of. Listen, I just played a phone call, lick the Pope.
We're making the Pope a joke.
Right, so the question is, do I want a serious report?
I mean, is that what he's going to deliver? We don't know what he's going to say.
I don't think he's doing stand-up comedy from the Vatican if he has press credentials.
But if he's calling a radio morning show like ours, I would think he knows a little bit about what we do. He's not going to be like, well, in Pope News today, Cardinal blah, blah, blah.
Reporting from the conclave, it's Cadillac Jack. All right, first of all, if you're going to the Vatican to cover the Pope, Cadillac Jack doesn't work. You got to change it to like Fiat Jack. Or like a Maserati Jack. I mean, Ferrari Jack, a Lambo Jack, a Lamborghini Jack,
the Cadillac Jack,
the
eh?
Alfa Romeo Jack.
Are you named after Italian car?
Yes. Hey, if he wants to go like low end, he could be Vespa Jack.
Very tiny scooter.
A scooter. He can be a little tiny Italian scooter. I'm a Vespa Jack, live from the conclave.
Not the really motorcycle, eh?
Yes.
Cadillac. Yes.
Did you say not a real motorcycle?
You mean not like a Moto Guzzi?
Vespa,
The Moto Guzzi is a fast Italian biker. No, he's a Vespa Jack. Very slow Jack.
At Cardinals, we have a press credential for the Cadillac Jack.
All right. So
Cadillac Jack.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Do I have him on the show live from the Vatican with I can't believe it's going to be comedic. He's doing serious reports.
Okay. Also,
do we want to have a serious report from a company employee from the Vatican covering the conclave? Yes or no? Phone us up. Let's go. You decide the content. Should I have Cadillac Jack? Should I have Vespa Jack on the MJ Morning Show from our Boston cluster of radio stations? 800-990-1047. Yes or no? 800-990-1047. You help select the content here on the MJ Morning Show. And, so he sent this company email out. And listen to this. I get a call yesterday from Ted. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Our old program director, Ted.
How's he doing?
Ted is really good friends with the Cadillac Jack. And apparently Cadillac said, I haven't heard from the MJ Morning Show. I don't know if they want me to do reports from the Vatican.
I'm on pins and needles, Ted.
So
help me out.
Ted left here a couple of years ago. Ted, our old program director, and you remember Ted from great sound bites like,
Well,
that's Ted. And so Ted calls me up yesterday and says,
well,
I heard from my friend Cadillac Jack, and you haven't expressed any interest in having him report live from the Vatican and the conclave. And you know what I said to Ted? I said,
well,
we're making jokes about the Pope of Pizza Ball. I don't know if I want a serious report from the Vatican. Yes, Michelle.
what is he going to report? It's at the end of the day, black smoke, white smoke.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, I'm just not sure what else he's going to be reporting. It's such a secret, thing. What does he have, some inside track? Is there some little nun that he's hustling on the side to get some, information? It is so secret. What can he possibly tell us besides the 4 p.m.
Listen,
smoking?
Michelle, we got a mole in the conclave. It's a Cadillac Jack.
Okay,
I
just found out that the Pope used to be a woman.
No.
Like the movie The Conclave. I just found out we got to cry in the game of Pope. All right, it's... Well, listen, I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't spoil Conclave, but...
the crying game?
Or the crying game.
Listen,
but...
the Pope got a Pope Pecker, maybe yes, maybe no.
The Pope not born with a Pope Pecker.
Maybe yes,
okay,
maybe no.
it's... by the way, Conclave was a great movie, but there is a surprise in the last...
You just told us.
Yeah, I mean...
So listen, MJ, you brought up an interesting point earlier. Does he have to talk to X amount of radio stations to make this a tax write-off? Because if I'm doing a buddy a solid,
but listen,
that's something different.
Yeah.
I'll help a friend out.
Sure.
Let me tell you what the Ted told me yesterday.
well,
Ted told me that Cadillac Jack was hoping to do enough reports for other stations so they don't make him use vacation days for going over to the Vatican so he can claim that it's a working trip so he doesn't get docked vacation days from corporate.
How long is he taking? He has to be taking a week, right? You fly over there, be there.
You don't know. We don't know
himself up?
We don't know how many voting sessions it's going to take before there's white smoke when they pick a new Pope. All right, let's go to phones, and I got to move on here. But I want to ask you, the MJ Morning Show listener, do I need a serious report from the Cadillac Jack from the Vatican? Yes or no? Cecil's in Lakeland. Cecil, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, Cecil, what do you think?
No, leave Cadillac alone. Sometimes, MJ, you're just not funny.
Hold on.
Hold on.
They're calling us to do the interview.
I don't care. Just leave. your little cracking jokes out of it. You're being sacrilegious and just let it go.
Oh,
Hold on.
So you're offended.
You're
Cecil.
offended that I want to Pope a pizza baller?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. So you've got no sense of humor. The fact that I'm a pizza nut. Hold on. The fact that I'm a pizza nut and there's a cardinal named Pizza Baller, you find no humor? Man, you sound like a stick in the mud.
Oh, listen.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't care what you have to say.
Don't say MJ.
What?
Listen, let's
He's
give
about to-
Cecil
he's
his
about to
piece.
tell me to go
you
F off.
ask Cecil to call. He's not.
All right, and
He's
Cecil,
a good
and
Catholic boy.
Cecil attacks me.
A good Catholic boy.
Cecil attacks me.
He said you're not funny, which is true like 30% of the time.
Cecil
has a point.
Cecil took a ceremonial cross and shoved it in my eyeball.
Cecil, I will tell you.
What?
I told Fester to lay it on him.
Listen, Cecil, I'll tell you this. One, you understand we're a comedy-based morning show. You understand that, right?
Well, that's what you call yourself.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
Why is Cecil even listening?
Cecil, why the hell are you listening to the show?
Yeah.
What is your radio broken and it's stuck on 104.7?
I am beginning to wonder myself
Oh.
why I listen.
Cecil, listen. I want you to understand two things. One, if you're offended, that's a problem you're having with yourself, not with us.
Sounds like you need to be on the religious station.
Yeah, listen, you're offended by what's going on with you, not with what we're doing. Second, radios have dials for a reason. And listen, I love people who listen, but if this isn't for you, it isn't for you, my friend.
All right, Cecil, listen.
Well, I think you just made a valid point.
All right, Cecil, listen, I have love in my heart, and listen, God, Cecil, oh, you're out? You're what? You're excommunicating the MJ Morning Show?
See, you just keep going on.
Oh, God, this guy's got no freaking sense of humor. My God.
I've got a sense of humor.
No, you don't.
I got a sense of humor.
No,
Wait,
you
Cecil.
don't.
Cecil, did you watch The Exorcist?
No, I did not.
All right, hold on.
Go watch that tonight. That's your assignment. Call me tomorrow.
Cecil, if you want serious...
Your mother sews socks in hell.
Cecil, if you want serious Pope reporting, then you want Cadillac Jack because he's dyed in the wool, holy rolling Catholic who's there for... This is his
I've
life's
had
dream.
enough. I've had enough. You got my opinion. Take a hike.
You can hang up... Hold on. Cecil, you can hang up anytime.
This is the best call of the month.
Yeah. I'm going to keep you on, Cecil. I love you, man.
He gets an award.
All right, I'll move it on. All right, Cecil, listen. Cecil, God bless you.
God bless Cecil.
Yes, God bless Cecil.
A Pope Cecil
All right.
of Lakeland.
Come here. Let me give you a wafer in your mouth.
Listen, we got the Cardinal
We got a whole
Cecil.
box of Chips Ahoy in here.
Oh.
All right. All right.
They don't dissolve quite the same, by the way.
Goodbye.
Sorry.
Goodbye, Cecil.
Cecil, my son, I need you to say 14 Hail Marys and about 23 Our Fathers.
My God.
Calling the show at the radio.
Man, he wants me to go straight to hell.
Straight to hell.
Yes.
Pastor, you're so good at that.
What the?
All right.
Unbelievable.
I love Cecil.
Was that the best first call ever?
Ever.
All right. Let me grab Charles in Tampa. Follow that act, pal.
That's a tough one, MJ. But yes, 100%. You should be the Pope headquarters here in Tampa on your radio show.
Charles is right.
All right. Are you offended by? Do you hate me, Charles?
No, we love you. Been listening to you since the days of MJ and BJ.
All right, Charles, thank you so much. I appreciate your support.
MJ, don't get spun out with Cecil. I mean, Charles brings up a good point. We should be Tampa Bay's Pope leader.
Yeah.
Charles is right.
800-990-1047. If you want to weigh in and even comment on Cecil, go ahead. You know,
I don't need you getting spun out on Cecil. He's an outlier.
All right, listen, even the name Cecil sounds like a stick in the mud.
Stop.
All right, so 800-990-1047. You think he's already out? All right, 800-990-1047. Andrea in Lakewood, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. Cecil might be a little upset over this idea. So when I heard about this, I thought, remember back in the day, Jay Leno had the man on the street, like interviewing stupid,
stupid
questions and whatever.
Yep.
That's what like Ferrari Jack or Cadillac Jack needs to be doing for you guys.
I mean, we need to give Ferrari Jack, which I like a lot.
I like
Andrea.
Vespa Jack.
Like in the square, like in the, he needs to be grabbing people.
St. Peter's Basilica. Yep.
Yeah.
In St. Peter's Square.
All right.
Right,
so
right.
if we get Cadillac Jack on, we got to give him missions to do.
Exactly. Like all the tourists that are going to be out there. And all
He needs to get an interview with the Cardinal of Pizza Balla. That's what he needs to do. All right, so Andrew, you're for Cadillac Jack then, right?
Yeah, I think you could use and abuse them for sure. People, again, might be upset.
The stigmata for the Cadillac Jack.
Yeah, I think Cecil's a little sunada.
All right, Andrea,
What does that mean?
That means the stupid upstairs.
Okay, Andrea, thanks for the call.
Andrea, don't
You
say.
might need to cut me off. You can tell him about Pangul.
Listen, all right. I'll tell him that during the commercial break. Andrea,
Thank you, Andrea.
just don't use the word abuse in the Catholic Church in the same sentence.
All right,
please.
man. All right, Andrew, let me just finish up with these lines, and I got to move on. Ed is in Tampa, man. This has turned out to be funnier than I thought. Ed in Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Love the show.
Thank you.
Hey, I had a thought. If the Cardinal Pizza Balla becomes the Pope and you love pizza, you should open up your own pizza shop, Papal Pizza.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Papal Pizza, absolutely. Yeah, wafer thin.
Pope
Wafer thin pizza. All right. Ed, thank you very much. Even thinner than Colony Grill, one of my faves. Let's grab two more, Dick and Chris. Dick and Chris.
We got
Sorry,
slow it down a little bit and get everybody's name right.
Dick and St. Pete, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fine. All right. So should I have the reports from the vet?
No, don't do anything. I'm Catholic. I think it's ridiculous. I'm sick of hearing about the Pope.
All right. Are you offended by anything I've said?
No, not at all.
All right. Thank you, Dick.
I think you're funny.
Thank you. Look at that.
Dick's the worst Catholic ever. I'm Catholic and I'm sick of hearing about the Pope. He's the Pope.
Listen, I'm kind of fascinated by Pope stuff. I'm not Catholic, and I'm kind of fascinated. I've been to the Vatican like 4 times, and I love going to St. Peter's Basilica. I love the Vatican Museum. I love the Sistine Chapel. All right, last call on this. Chris in Riverview. Chris, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ, love the show. Been listening since I was a young kid. So
Thank you. I
love it.
highly appreciate it. So
And,
you disagree with Cecil's position on me and the show?
I love Cecil. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, I love Cecil too. You know who else loves Cecil?
But no, I disagree.
God.
Because, being a Christian, I really don't care to hear about the Catholic stuff. And even Catholics, just like the last call, she doesn't want to hear it. So.
All right.
Man, people are really torn on Cadillac Jack.
Hey, we're kind of
all right.
we're
Chris,
we're kind of tied here.
What if we do it solely to do our friend a solid so he can get enough radio stations to use this as a tax deduction?
or not get doc days off?
No. I'd say no.
What a terrible friend you are. Oh, man, Chris.
You're
awful.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks.
I'm glad we don't hang out.
Listen, if I throw Cecil's out, we're tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 2 yes for the reporter at the Vatican and the conclave Cadillac Jack, and 2 no.
How many times would we have to have Cadillac Jack on? Would one time?
I don't know.
I mean, we did it one time just to meet him and see how it goes. We'll
that's like, yeah.
I mean, he's a seasoned broadcaster. He's not like, some stooge off the street, never talked on a radio mic before.
Let's audition him and see what he's going to provide, and if our listeners like it.
We'll have him on one time, maybe tomorrow or Thursday.
Right.
Right? And then we'll see how it goes. And if it sucks, it sucks.
Right.
Maybe we've done stuff that sucks before.
Daily, Fester.
We do. Hey, the MJ Morning Show, we do stuff that sucks daily.
Probably what's coming up next. What's coming up next is probably going to suck.
All right.
And Cecil's going to hate it.
No, well, actually, this happened to me yesterday, and this doesn't suck. So I'm on the couch. This is, I don't know, like 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Michelle and I'm already doing a little show prep. We're watching TV, and my phone rings, and it's a phone number I didn't recognize. It's an 813 number, and I get. Let me bring up my call recents. I get a call yesterday from an 813 let's see here. 332. I get a phone call from 813-332 and then 4 other digits. And I don't recognize the number. Didn't come up as a contact in my list. I ignore. Then I get the voicemail notification. I got a voicemail. This is the voicemail that I got.
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up or press 1. Your call was not accepted. Please try again later. End of message.
All right, so it wasn't accepted because I didn't pick up the phone. What was that?
So
Did an inmate try to call me yesterday?
Don't you feel bad?
Well, no. Who do you know that's in the big house?
Yeah, who do you know?
Well, Michelle and I were then racking our brains. Was this like some random deal? Was this a scam? Or is it somebody that I know? And if you're in jail, you don't have your phone with you to have your contact list. If you're on a prison phone making a phone call with that recording,
You got to have like the number tattooed to your arm or something, right?
maybe it is someone that I know that's in a Florida corrections institution and knows my number by heart. Let me play this again.
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up or press 1. Your call was not accepted. Please try again later.
Yeah, because I didn't pick up.
End of message.
It just went to voicemail. So what was that? Was somebody really trying to get a hold of me? Is it someone that I know that's incarcerated in a Florida correctional institution and they were trying to call me and I didn't pick up?
Maybe it's a listener that somehow found your phone number.
Why is it coming from an 813-3? Does anyone have any idea? Does anyone have any clue? Can somebody help me out with what I just received yesterday afternoon? 800. And if I did pick up and I accepted the phone call, who would it have been?
Did you do a reverse lookup on the number, the whole number?
I tried to call the number, and I'll try to call the number right now, and it just kind of rings, and it's weird. It does like weird ringing. 813-332-24. All right, I'm calling the number. All right, call the number.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
All right, so, but yesterday it just rang. Yesterday it went boom and did like long rings.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was really, really, Michelle, you heard when I called back.
Yeah, because we didn't know what phone you were actually reaching. Were you reaching a pay phone? Were you reaching a phone that they're allowed to use?
813. I might have.
Yeah, misdialed.
I might have misdialed. Hang on. I might have been, let's see, 813-322. All right. So it's 322. I might have done 332. All right. So I'll look at all the
We're
phone.
sorry. You must first dial a 1 or 0 plus the area code.
All right. Now it wants, anyway, the phones are off the hook here. Everyone's calling in. So people obviously have comments on this. People must know what's going on. All right, Fester, bring up my call screener so I can see who's phoning in here. Let me grab Andrew in Tampa. Andrew, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What do you think?
Hey, MJ, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
So basically, when you get that phone call, it's definitely a scam because whenever they say you're receiving a call from so-and-so, like it says from a Florida Department inmate, it would always say their name. I mean, I only know this because I've had quite a few friends in jail that have called me.
Yeah.
And if you get that phone call, anytime it says that, they're going to say, like John or whatever. It's going to say you're receiving a call from
John,
an
right.
inmate at, no, it's definitely a fake. They would say their name.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, I've gotten calls from a couple of guys in the clink, and they record their names.
So what do you think the racket is? What was the scam then?
I mean, who knows what their angle is?
Yeah.
I mean, people are probably just trying to get you to say your name. You never know. Somebody's recording it. They're probably waiting for you to probably say your name or some type of information, maybe give your phone number, and then they can hack your information through that.
Andrew, how many friends do you have that are incarcerated right now?
Right now, I only have one. He's kind of like an ex-friend, actually.
All right, and then how many friends have you had previously incarcerated?
Oh, man. I mean, I can't really tell you an exact number. I mean,
just kind of ballpark it. Kind of give me a round number.
Like more than 10?
Nah, maybe like 5 or 6.
Oh, I have no friends that are incarcerated.
Ever, dude?
No, they're not really friends. I mean, they're people I try and stay away from. You know, I wouldn't consider them friends as much as maybe like the wrong kind of associate.
Yeah.
Andrew, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you checking in.
MJ, you don't think you know 5 people right now that have been in jail?
I don't know. I don't think so. Let me grab Kevin in Tampa. Kevin, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hi.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Hey, so you won't be able to call that back because you're trying to call into a prison system, so you're not going to be able to call in. They can only call out.
If it's a real prison system.
Yeah, and aren't there companies that handle the phone calls for the prisons, and aren't the prisoners like charged some ridiculous amount of money to use the system?
Well, it's not a ridiculous amount, and it's set by the state.
Okay, all right. So, Kevin, do you think that was a real inmate trying to call me, or you think that was just some kind of scam?
It sounds like the voice recording of the real system. So it sounds like someone actually had your number and called you out of the prison.
Yeah.
What they were intending to do, I don't know.
And I'm trying to figure out who's trying to call me from prison. I don't think I know anyone in prison. Kevin, thanks for the call. Let me grab Stacy in Lakeland. Stacy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, good morning. I have a brother who's incarcerated, and you have to have a account. So when you don't have an account, the name won't always have to be said, but it'll be like, this is a call with Global Telling or Securus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll give you the company that the prison or the county uses.
That's handling the phone calls for the prison.
Yeah, and when you call it back, it'll give you like an option to make an account, not just ring.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Stacy. One more call. Rebecca in Clearwater. You know, I kind of need to know, did anyone else get that same call? Did anyone else get this generic recording that sounded like this?
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up or press 1. Your call was not accepted. Please try again later. End of message.
I mean, it sounds somewhat real. Let me grab Rebecca in Clearwater. Rebecca, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. So I just wanted to comment on the story that you were saying last week about a Deputy Crawford calling.
Yeah, so that was the jury duty scam. A friend of ours had that phone call from a phony deputy trying to say that a friend of ours missed federal jury duty, and then a Pinellas County phony deputy was calling up trying to, bilk $2,500 out of them so they weren't arrested.
Right. So my sister just got a DUI this weekend, and she got out of jail Sunday night, bonded out. I bonded her out while we used the bail's bondsman with my information. So I got a call yesterday, and it was from Sergeant Crawford, and calling about my sister's pretrial. And I said, well, why are you calling me? Why haven't you called her? And they said, oh, well, we tried to call her. She didn't answer. So I said, well, what number can I have you call her back at? And he's like, the number on the caller ID. So that made me, real.
Wait a sec. So you think maybe the scammers are looking at arrest records and then tracking down people? Really?
100%.
Wow. That's a new twist. If they're looking at recent bookings, like who's in jail in Pinellas, who's in jail in Hillsborough. Wow.
Yep. And they got my information from the bail's bondsman because it didn't have her phone number on it. It was my phone number. So then when I asked him his phone number for her to call him back, he said the number on the caller ID. And I said, well, what number is that? So he repeated the number back on the caller ID. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to call the sheriff's department just to verify your information. And I said, I will have her call you. So I called my sister. I said, hey, has anybody tried to call you? She said, no. I said, that's weird because this guy's calling saying he's Sergeant Randolph. I wrote everything down. And I said, he wants you to call him. And she's freaking out because she just got out of jail, her first DUI,
Yeah,
So-
how did she do that? Why was she drinking and driving?
She went to a bachelorette party, and she had to hurry up to leave to go pick up her son.
Oh,
had
gross. So
a-
she was going to go pick up her son while she was loaded?
And her friends would not let her drive, so one of her friends ended up following her. It was a whole shit show, sorry, my language. It was a whole mess,
We get it.
basically. So anyway, she called the, sergeant back, and she said, what is your badge number? Well, whenever, because I told her, I said, don't give him no information. I know it's a scam. He's probably trying to get money out of you. I said, don't give him no information. So when she called him, she said, what's your badge number? Well, he hung up.
Yeah.
So then I called him back, and I said, Sergeant Randolph, I said, my sister just called you and asked you your badge number, and you hung up. What is your badge number? He gave me some phony number. I said, okay, I'm calling the sheriff's department just to verify your information. Well, when I said that, he hung up on me. So I called Pinellas County Sheriff's Department. As soon as I said Sergeant Randolph, the lady said, that is a scam. I'm going to transfer you to communications to file a police report. And I did. I filed a police report on him.
All right. Thanks for the call. I appreciate
That's
it.
some good information,
Hey,
Rebecca.
Andrew, I hit the dump button on that, and I didn't see the light go off, so I don't know.
The dump button has been fired.
Yeah, I don't know if the dump button worked on that.
They actually let the dump button go on Thursday.
That was a fleeting mention. Alicia Winterhaven. Alicia, wait, you got the same call out in Winterhaven?
Yes, I did. I did not answer it, but they left me the same voicemail. I actually sent it over to Fester's phone.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, so this might be a new racket. This might be a new scam that's going around. Audra and Holiday. Audra, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. Nice to speak with you and the fam. Just wanted to let you know that we moved here from California, and at 3 a.m. this morning, both my husband and I's phone rang, and it said that we were expecting an inmate call to push 1. We pushed 1, and it said your call cannot be connected.
Yeah, all right, interesting. So what is the racket? What is the game here? I'm always looking.
I don't know. I believe that it's going around everywhere,
Yeah.
and the scam is just ridiculous because it's very scary because we have some older friends in California, and I just can't imagine. I mean, it's whatever's going on is not right.
Yeah, what's the play? What's the racket here?
You know, it might be one of those where if they pretend to be an inmate, right, and they've somehow reached you either purposefully or by mistake, maybe you have you're philanthropic or you're caring, you're charitable, and they're going to be like, I've found a new self, and I need some money for my cafeteria or my commissary.
When we call back, it says your call cannot be completed.
Yeah, like you're getting added to a sucker list or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
As soon as you played the voicemail, MJ, I was thinking of like a grandson in jail trying to bilk the elderly.
Grandma, I'm in jail. That old granny
something
scam.
like that.
Grandma, I'm in trouble. I need you to Western Union me $2,000. I've been arrested. I'm in Canada. I'm whatever.
So
All right.
now you're inclined to answer the phone the next time they call because you got that message, right? So now the next time you answer it, they're gonna be ready to move forward with whatever scam they think you're the most vulnerable for.
They kind of lay the predicate, then they call you back with anyway.
Maybe.
Hey, all right, thank you, Audra. Good call. All right, one more on this, and I got to move on. We got to give out the garage door opener.
Oh yeah.
Mother's Day means garage door openers from Banco. All right, is this Racy Stacy? What? Hold on. Is this Racy Stacy from Largo?
Hi, yes it is. Good morning, guys. How are you?
What's going on, Racy Stacy?
So, when it's a free booking, and I don't know when it's not with somebody's name, because when you are booked before you are processed and you are calling from the jail, and it is actually going to tell you it is a free call because you have not been fully processed yet. So they're actually using the legit free booking, like actual recording from the jail. Now, because there's no name, I am not sure if maybe the voicemail maybe have cut off the name because I don't know. But
all right, so you think that they just got the recording because it sounded like a real recording. So you think the scammers got a hold of the recording and they're using that as a phishing tactic?
Because what they're using is the actual free booking before they're fully processed.
Gotcha.
And they're actually put into a cell.
Stacey, do you have a lot of experience in this area?
I have been arrested before, yes.
How many times?
Once.
Oh, once. What were you arrested for?
I stabbed my ex-husband because I was a battered spouse and I was abused.
You stabbed? Did he make it?
Oh, yeah. He's very much well alive.
All right.
But I was very much a battered, abused spouse, and I was able to prove that,
Gotcha.
too. So,
All right.
yeah.
So you didn't do time?
I did ROR and 36 months of probation with early termination.
All right. And are you're not a recidivist? You've kept clean?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. No other arrests? No other run-ins with the law?
Nothing really serious, no.
All right.
All right, why are you giggling when you say that? I mean, it's a pretty serious topic.
Because, I violated like 5 different times with new charges, but they all...
Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. You violated 5 different times. What new charges did you violate the stabbing with?
They basically were watching me, and I had a lot of money at the time, so I was running my own business too, and it was just chaotic. But it all got swiped away and all of that. It was almost 20 years ago, guys. So it was like 22 years ago.
All right, Stacy, thank you. Always great to hear from you, Racy Stacy from Largo.
Some very good insight, Stacy.
Yep, thank you. Have a great day. And I got to give away the garage door opener, and I'll tell you what. The entries have taken off like a rocket. Once we gave away the first one yesterday, we already have a huge pile because we started teasing this last week. So if you don't know the deal, we're giving away top-of-the-line LiftMaster 87504 garage door openers from Banco. Banco is the best garage door company in town. Any garage door service that you need, whatever you need garage door related, repair, a new garage door, whatever, new garage door opener, you want Banco. Banco is who I use. Banco is an advertiser on the show, and they've given me 5 of these top-of-the-line LiftMasters to give away. And Mom wants a garage door opener for Mother's Day. So all you just send an email in on why Mom needs a garage door opener. It could be a real story, fake story, a funny story, sad story, whatever. Hey, Mom, you can even enter yourself. I don't care. Hey, you send an email to mj@mjmorningshow.com. And now it's time to give away the second one. We gave away one yesterday. That was number 1, and today's Tuesday. It's now time for number 2. And this appears to be from a kid. But then again, this could be a big fat lie, and it could be Mom herself writing this. All right, so here's the deal. I love this. Dear MJ, my name is Hayden Schofield. It's like Schofield Barracks out in Hawaii. So my name is Hayden Schofield. I'm in 8th grade, and I'm using my mom's phone because I'm not allowed to have one. I don't think did our kids have phones in 8th grade? Maybe burners, right? We had burners, not smartphones.
No, Chloe had a flip phone maybe, and Julian did have a smartphone because we were in the city.
Okay. All right. So I'm in 8th grade. I'm using my mom's phone because I'm not allowed to have one. My mom's garage door is pretty jacked up. And it's been that way for a long time. She even has a zip tie holding up one of the sensors. And during certain times of the year, when the sun hits the sensor, our garage door won't shut. and some of our weather stripping is torn off. I truly think my mom deserves a new garage door opener. And also, she'll be happy that she might even give me cellular service and buy me a phone. We listen to you on the way to school every morning, and today she handed me the phone asking to try to win her a garage door opener for Mother's Day. So please help her have the best Mother's Day ever. So look at this. Oh, isn't that sweet?
That's a good son right there, man.
That is. That's a great son. So it's Hayden Schofield, and Mom apparently is Laura.
So is he in school right now?
Well,
did they leave a number?
No, there's no number on this one, so I got to contact them via email. But congratulations. That's number 2.
If you're Hayden's mom, call in with your crappy garage door.
Hayden's mom's got it going on.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I mean, that song works because, Michelle.
Hey, give me Chloe's mom. Okay, I want to hear that again. Yeah, put Chloe's mom up on 19. Yeah, the parody that we did to Stacy's mom, and of course the lovely Michelle, my wife, Chloe's mom, is in studio. Has been for quite some time, doing a hell of a great job.
Chloe's mom married a moron. 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 Chloe, how's your mom live with that obnoxious tool? Obnoxious tool. He's from the shallow end of the gene pool. The gene pool. How'd your mom get stuck with such a selfish? Selfish. Is he or just a little bit thick? What a your mom is such a hottie standing next to MJ. There is no odder couple in the continental USA. Chloe's mom married a moron. Beside him she looks like Hakeem Olajuwon. Chloe, can't you see? Gonna dump the SOB. A toad seduced a swan when MJ married Chloe's mom. Chloe's mom married a moron. Chloe's mom married a moron.
Oh, a classic. Yep. Hey, Chloe's mom over there, Michelle, do you think you married a moron?
I would never have married a moron.
All right, thank you so much. Hey, identify this sound. ID that sound. Any guesses?
Did you drop a dinner plate or something?
No. That is a maniac crashing through the gate at Jennifer Aniston's house out in California yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't you have something that sounded like glass?
Well, listen, the headlights broke.
That's a lot of glass.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an impact, too. All right, hold on a minute. Maybe this one will be better.
Okay, that sounds like somebody busting through the gate.
Is that better?
That just screams Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, some maniac. Jennifer Aniston was just at home out in the L.A. area in Bel Air. You know, you got Beverly Hills, and then adjacent to Beverly Hills, you got the hoity-toity Bel Air area up in the hills. So Jennifer Aniston was at home, and apparently her security guards held a guy at gunpoint after he smashed through her gate, her security gate, while she was home. I wonder if he was a big Rachel fan, you know. A scary incident, according to TMZ, happened just after noon on Monday. Cops believe the driver is in his 70s.
That's an old man.
Maybe it was a salad coming from Uber Eats for her or something. I don't know.
I got you a salad.
Yeah. Sources say after the crash, Jen's home security team rushed over to the car, got the driver out, and kept their guns trained on him as they waited for LAPD to show up. The police arrested the guy. It's unclear what he was being booked for. Well, he smashed through the gates. And according to TMZ, they said it was no small crash. TMZ says the sources say the driver complained of pain, had to get checked out by an ambulance. Wow.
So he was booked with felony vandalism.
Yeah, why would he? Do you think he targeted Jennifer Aniston?
What, you think he's just running through people's gates trying to figure out who's on the other side after the fact?
Hey, Michelle, what's that kind of like tepid, the Rachel kind of demeanor, the way she delivered some of her lines on Friends?
I can't do that because I hate that.
But you have done it in the past. You've kind of imitated her. Just do a little sample.
I don't even know how. What are you talking? I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. I mean, it's like I did it too quickly, obviously, but that's like what she does.
You had me fooled until you had me hooked.
That's it.
Oh my God.
You just did it exactly.
I mean,
so I wonder after she was told that some crazy guy rammed her gate if she did.
What? Oh my God. What? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Rachel, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, she runs through it quick.
Michelle is Rachel.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
And then she said, "Come on over, Barack."
I apologize.
That is a rumor.
That's a rumor. I believe it.
Hold on, what?
And then she said, "Come on over."
Wait a minute. There's a rumor that Barack Obama.
What rock are you living under?
Hold on a minute.
You don't know this?
I never heard this rumor that
Jennifer
Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston.
Well, we haven't seen Barack and Michelle together in a long time, except for maybe some Instagram posts, right, Fester? They did like a post for
Michelle has
Valentine's Day or something.
It is completely Michelle's right to miss some of these events, but she didn't go to Carter's funeral. She didn't go to Trump's inauguration.
Right.
And
And they haven't been seen, I think, together. And then they posted, I think, something for Valentine's Day. And then there was this big rumor that it's because he and Jennifer Aniston are.
All right. Online, there's a rumor mill that.
I mean, I don't think that it's,
Barry and Jen are a thing.
I know that this has been floating around for a while. I know that a lot of people are trying to suggest that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are headed for divorce. They haven't been seen together, some of the instances that you just mentioned. So I'm aware of that, but I had no idea that there was a rumor that Barack Obama was getting it on with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. But then there's also, I saw a rumor that...
Maybe it was Barack Obama that crashed the front gate.
Maybe. But then I also saw something where they thought that she might be connected with, I think it's Pedro Pascal. Is he the devil wine?
The Mandalorian guy?
Yeah. But then they said, no, they're just friends. But then you're like, okay, well, you came out and said, we're just friends. But I don't think there's been any statement, Fester, from either side about her and Barack, right?
The romance rumors have been swirling around.
That Pedro Pascal, he's good.
He's hot.
So we first became acquainted with him on...
Narcos.
Yeah, so I was unaware of him. I first saw him on Narcos, the Netflix streaming series, multiple seasons, and that's great. Narcos is fantastic. If you haven't watched any of those, you should. And he's hot now. He's on fire.
He's hot.
Movies. He's doing commercials. He's good, that Pedro Pascal. All right, when we get back, but I had no idea Jennifer Aniston and Barack Obama, a rumor that they're hooking up. Wow.
It's a rumor.
Yeah. I mean, Barack Obama has a little bit of the and then Jennifer Aniston has the It's a good mesh. Yeah. It's a good mashup.
That's what the two of them sound like doing it.
Mash and pube. All right. 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show. So we got the latest on the P. Diddy deal. Trial started yesterday, at least jury selection. Some interesting little tidbits on the whole Diddy deal. And also, celebrity names were brought up during jury selection. Why? Why were celebrity names brought up? Why were potential jurors asked about certain celebrities during the jury selection process, which is going to go on for a couple of days more? All right, the whole Diddy pile and a whole lot more. We have a lot of stuff to get to. Next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. 9:02 at the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. 9 o'clock hours arrived, and the final hour of the MJ Morning Show. Why are you pointing to Michelle with
That's a good
fervor and urgency?
So we have some very good news. It's going to take like 5 minutes for it to charge up. Michelle and I have some very good news.
Hold on. Charging up in 5 minutes has anything to do with this, or that just...
Well, yeah, the whole thing.
Hold on, what are you charging up?
If you've noticed, we keep our studio fairly dim, and Michelle needs light because she's working actually nonstop between reading stories ahead.
Michelle's doing a hell of a job. Round of applause for Michelle.
Stop it.
I mean,
Michelle's doing a hell of a job.
Unpaid employee of the month for March and April, back to back.
Yeah.
Michelle. So
the ratings have soared since Michelle's been part of the MJ Morning Show.
I've been listening more and longer.
Yeah.
Because of Michelle. So that's just me.
You're sitting next to me,
Instead of
Fester.
just tuning out for a segment, which I've done before. Michelle is actually, so I acquired a lamp. One of our web person, for some reason, left Tampa and is working out west or something remotely, but she left this kick-ass lamp in her office, right? And the best part about people leaving their office is me getting to, pilfer all the crap they leave
like
over.
a rummage sale.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And she left this really awesome lamp.
You're rummage sale Ralph.
Well, we brought it into the studio so Michelle can use the light, and it also has a cell phone charger at the base. My cell phone died during the show, so I can't receive her texts, and my cell phone's dead. And we just got it to receive a charge while it's on the base, just as we were coming back on the air. So Michelle and I are both very excited.
Yeah.
In about 5 minutes, my phone should be back up.
Do you see the light? I see the light. Blues Brothers, at the Triple Rock. You know, James Brown, the pastor. You know, do you see the light? Do we have that handy by any chance? Roll it. Hit it. Go.
Do we have it?
Hit it.
Any day
You
now.
got it? It's on my button bar.
He doesn't have it.
Oh, I was
You have it.
I was waiting for Andrew to play it. So Michelle has a little lamp. Do you see the light?
Bear. The bear. Do you see the light?
Yes, I see the light. Michelle's got the light.
Here, Andrew, take Michelle's camera. Watch this. Light on, light off.
Look
Light
at that.
on, light off.
Look at that. Oh, and you know what? The glow on your face when the light is on.
Yeah,
it's,
right?
It's very attractive.
Esther's taking care of me.
Very attractive glow. All right, so the P. Diddy pile.
Yeah.
9:05 at the MJ Morning Show. There's just a number of interesting things regarding the P. Diddy trial. So we had some celebrities that have been named during the jury selection process. Potential jurors were asked who they recognize, what names they might be familiar with. And a lot of the jurors said they were familiar with the Cassie Ventura video from 2016 where Diddy was like kicking her and pushing her in the hallway of a hotel. Yeah.
Somewhere, a hotel.
Yeah, so they were asked about that. So potential jurors in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial are being asked if they recognize any celebrities on a list of 190 names. 190 names on a list. Potential jurors are being shown a list. And among the names on the list, Michael B. Jordan. Dude, that was like the sexiest man alive in COVID, wasn't he? I think Michael B. Jordan, like 2020. I think in the middle of COVID, he was named the sexiest spreader alive.
I remember I said the only thing that would make Michael B. Jordan more sexy was if he was covered in baby oil.
Mike Myers. You know, the $1 million. Mike Myers. Why would Mike Myers be on the Diddy celebrity recognition
You
list?
mention Mike Myers and you go to Dr. Evil instead of Austin Powers? Instead of
he did both.
He did.
He
Okay,
did.
but also that's like 25 years old.
All right, so Mike Myers hasn't done much lately.
I mean,
he did a cameo on SNL a couple of months ago, I
He's
think.
acting like Elon Musk on some cold opens.
All right, so Michael B. Jordan was on the list of individuals,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mike Myers. Why would seriously, why would Mike? Also, prospective jurors were asked whether they're familiar with Kanye West and Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. So you obviously are not familiar with Kid Cudi.
Yeah. What? Tell me about Kid Cudi.
I, too, am unfamiliar with Kid Cudi.
Michelle, who's Kid Cudi?
He is the victim of a car bombing that was committed by Combs in 2011.
Oh, that's right.
They believe that.
Yeah, they think that's right. I didn't remember his name, but Sean Combs was apparently a suspect in a car bombing where they thought that he could have been behind a car bombing in 2011, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Wow.
And Michael B. Jordan apparently went on a date with this Cassie Ventura at some point in time. And so I guess, you know, he has tentacles that have just reached beyond the scope of music, you know, the music industry for the past 25, 30 years.
So what was Mike Myers' tie?
His, by the way, P. Diddy's tentacles have reached the lube and baby oil aisle at Walgreens.
So do you remember?
Yes.
Maybe it was after Katrina, they did this big fundraiser. And Mike Myers and Kanye West.
Mike Myers.
Whatever his name is. Were on stage, and Kanye West went on his little rant and said George Bush hates black people.
Yeah.
Mike Myers was right next to him. I'm trying to think of what Mike Myers' tie is to any of these guys.
Mike Myers was with Kanye, but why?
Because they meant, Kanye.
Yeah, I don't know. And as we told you, P. Diddy did turn down a plea deal at the start of the trial, so he turned that down.
What was the time on that deal?
Yeah.
Was it 20
we don't know.
years? I mean,
it was not, dude, we said that. It was unreleased. The feds offered him a plea deal, and they turned it down, but we do not know the terms of the plea deal that the federal prosecutors offered Diddy. We do not know. What else is rolling out? Diddy with a sobering admission. Diddy admitted that he was feeling very anxious yesterday. I guess he had to go to the bathroom. He was wearing a blue sweater over a white button-down shirt, sitting at the defense table, observing the beginning of jury selection yesterday. He said, "I'm sorry, Your Honor. There's no audio. There's no video. It's federal court. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous today." That's what he told the judge.
Yeah, yesterday was a good day to be anxious.
Yeah, and asked for a 2-minute bathroom break after roughly 90 minutes of juror questioning. So they were questioning jurors and trying to see who they wanted to keep in the pool or who they wanted to strike. And after 90 minutes, Diddy had to go to the bathroom.
He was probably doing the pee-pee dance for, at least 45 minutes.
I wonder if there was any lube or baby oil in the bathroom.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's funny, not funny.
Yeah, more than a dozen potential jurors. They were questioned yesterday, one by one. This is the first round of the jury selection process. They were asked questions on a questionnaire. One of the questions was like, will sexually charged material or videos be offensive to you? There's a whole bunch of questions on the questionnaire for the jurors that the potential jurors filled out last week. One possible juror number 20, admitted that she liked the video on her Instagram page of a comedian poking fun at the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube that were found when they raided Combs' home.
Right, so that might be something that Mike Myers may have been tied to, right? Like maybe he's a comedian, so maybe there's something he did that, prompted his name to be thrown into the basket of names that they're going to ask about.
I think we all had fun with the 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil.
I mean, we were hypothesizing, did he get it from Costco or something? Did he buy it by the pallet?
Nah, you buy it wholesale. You don't buy it from Costco. You go to the distributor.
You get a 55-gallon drum of
Costco's
baby oil?
end user. You want to go to the distributor and kind of cut out the retailer, even in that case, the club pricing.
I'm just thinking ease of portability. I mean, then you have to fill your own bottles if you get a big jug of it.
No, I never said you're getting a 55-gallon drum of lube. I mean, you could still buy personal, 3, 4, 5 ounce bottles, wholesale.
Hold on, 3, 4, 5 ounce bottles. Please,
Whatever.
what is this, lunch?
I don't know.
We need a little bit bigger than 3, 4, 5 ounces.
All right. So that juror, by the way, the juror that liked the video about the comedian poking fun at his baby oil and lube, that juror was allowed to stay in the jury pool. Another possible juror, a chief marketing officer at Simon & Schuster, which is, a famous book publisher, was excused after revealing that her employer was planning to publish a memoir by the singer Al B. Shore. Remember Al B. Shore?
Yep.
What was his big song back in '88?
I've got no idea.
Oh, it's a good one,
Night
too.
and day. Yeah, bring that up. Bring up some Al B. Give me the hook. Bring it up. Yeah, Al B. Shore is writing like a book. Al B. Shore was once married to Combs' deceased ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, and apparently Al B. Shore is about to publish a memoir, and I'm guessing that P. Diddy is going to come up in Al B. Shore's memoir. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that song was great. Gonna love you night and day. What was that, like 1987, 88?
Okay, so Al B. Shore had one hit.
That was a big song. Yeah, so here we go. The soulful sounds of the MJ Morning Show. What are you laughing at?
We should do the MJ morning Show Quiet Storm.
It made me think of Joe Mama Johnson.
Joe Mama Johnson.
Shout out to Joe Mama.
Duty.
What up, Duty? It's Joe Mama Johnson.
We miss him.
Hey, listen, he did the Quiet Storm for a while here on Q105.
And he gave me a shout out that one time when we called it.
That's right. Hey, Duty, it's Joe Mama Johnson. Hey. Oh, yeah, look at that. I think that's it with the P. Diddy. Let me see.
The Austin Powers movies, they had those sequels, right? And I think Beyonce was in one of them later on. And
Yeah, she
so,
was,
you know,
yeah.
Mike Myers and Beyonce having a bit of a connection. You know, there's some mention of Jay-Z having been at these parties early on. So, you know, you just don't know. Like, you want to make sure that you capture every possibility in that basket. Like, if somebody saw or heard something from somebody and they,
Yeah, what, P. Diddy's going to get off on these charges because I'm not a big Mike Myers fan?
or maybe he was because you are a big Mike Myers fan.
I am.
You know what's turned into a little cottage industry? Professional line waiters that are, that are trying to get spots. So a line holder, they've got tons of them that are getting paid anywhere from $25 to $32 an hour to wait in line for people so they can get a spot inside the courtroom for the limited amount of seats for the federal courthouse.
Is every day a new day? Like you have to wait every day for tickets?
Yeah, you have to get in line every single day. Jury selection just kicked off in Diddy's federal trial. TMZ here. Total madhouse with some people getting paid to stand in line for others to snag spots inside the courthouse. We caught the chaos at the federal courthouse in Manhattan on Monday. Some folks told us they had been in line since the night before, saving spots for people who paid them to do the line sitting. One line holder told us he was getting $32 an hour to hold a place in line, though he admitted the going rate is more like $25 an hour.
All right, so he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, so
then.
here's a guy getting paid $32 an hour night before. Listen, you probably had to get there, Sunday at, 8 p.m. maybe? And
maybe earlier.
I mean, then maybe, let's just go with 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., let's
Yeah.
say.
12 hours?
12 hours at $32 an hour? That's a nice haul overnight. Hold on a minute. $32 times, let's say, 12 hours, that's $384.
So
I'll wait in line for $32 an hour.
would you?
MJ line holding, yes.
What?
Yeah, would you now? All right.
Well, my hourly rate here at Beasley these days is much less than $32 an hour. Trust me.
I'll give
It's much less than that.
I'll give
Yeah.
you $32 if you could wait anywhere for an hour.
Oh, good one,
hour.
Fester.
I put $32 in front of you and say, don't move for 60 minutes. I'll be back.
Let me tell you right now, there are folks working at Sonic that are making more than me doing this morning show at Q105 these
yeah,
days.
but they make delicious treats and burgers. I mean, what do you do?
French toast stick things.
Yeah, but
and
Sonic, man. When was the last time you went to a Sonic?
I don't know if I've ever been to Sonic.
You're missing out.
No,
dude.
seriously, I don't know if I've ever been to a Sonic.
Dude, Sonic's on
Oh,
point.
wait a sec. There used to be one on Gandy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Is it
gone.
still there?
No, they ripped that out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they used to be right near the defunct Winn-Dixie
Oh.
Shopping Center.
Dude, they used to have
Yeah.
a cream pie milkshake.
Yeah.
They were so good at
It used to be near like the Jerk Hut, right? Is that Jerk Hut still there, or is that Jerk Hut?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's just a weird area right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Mattel.
The doll maker?
Yep.
Or the toy maker?
Mattel is raising the price. No, there's another Mattel. No, the Mattel that makes anal plugs. Well, yes, the toy maker.
I mean, okay, they
Yes.
work with plastics. It's not that far out of the
All right.
realm that they have a cottage industry for making BPs.
Yes, Fester, yes. Mattel, the toy company and doll maker. Mattel has announced they are raising the prices on Barbie dolls, Hot Wheels, and other toys to offset the tariffs. Yeah, so Mattel is based out in California, out in El Segundo, and they are increasing prices because, listen, the bulk of their toys are made in China. And, of course, we have the 145% tariff on most Chinese-made goods. You know, a lot of companies are also withdrawing their earnings forecasts because they have no idea where the hell things are headed.
We have no idea.
Well, there's a gigantic, sled of uncertainty that's just flying downhill. We just don't know. But, dolls, Mattel toys, they're already raising prices to cover tariffs. I did not know this existed. Did you know there was a website called Mr. Deep Fake?
Mr. Deep Fake?
Yeah, apparently it's offline now. Mr. Deep Fakes. Actually, it's an S. So plural. Mr. Deep Fakes was the internet's leading deep fake porn site, and they shut her down. Yeah, if you go, I didn't know this existed, but there was a website where this was like, what, a clearinghouse or a portal for all kinds of deep fake pictures and videos?
And how did you discover this information if you don't know about it?
I have an article.
Yeah, I mean, it was published.
I have an article. I have a post article, Mr.
Sure.
Deepfakes. What do you mean, sure? It's right here.
Hey, Michelle, he didn't discover this himself.
I never heard of Mr. Deepfakes.
He's not coming in here. Guys, guess what I discovered all by myself without any help at all? Mr. Deepfakes.
Listen, the deepfakes are crazy. I mean, Fester had Trump. Hey, Andrew, put the Trump thing up, please. Fester had Trump talk about Fester being a fat slob and he loves MJ, but Fester's a slob. And it's a video, and you look at this thing, and it's like, oh my God, it looks like it's really Trump. I mean, the deep fakes are insane.
Every morning, I listen to the MJ Morning Show. MJ is just fantastic. He is really terrific. And Fester, well, he is huge. I mean, hugely huge. He's a really fat person, very unhealthy, but let me tell you something. That MJ is really great, and of course, Fester, just a really fat slob.
And that's not just great sounding audio. I mean, it's video too.
That is from a app called Parrot.
So you didn't use Mr. Deepfakes for that?
No.
And then Trump didn't drop his pants?
I can't say that all of that's untrue. I don't know.
All right, so listen to this. The site, which uses a cartoon image that seemingly resembles Trump smiling and holding a mask as its logo, has been overrun by the non-consensual deepfake videos. The dangerous form of pornography photoshops a person's face and likeness, typically that of female celebrities, into existing video content without the individual's permission, often using artificial intelligence to do so. A critical service provider has terminated service permanently. Data loss has made it impossible to continue operation. Yeah, so there's a notice. If you go to MrDeepfakes.com, the splash page now says shutdown notice. A critical service provider has terminated service permanently. Data loss has made it impossible to continue operation. So it sounds like their web provider, it sounds like their whoever they were using for the storage, for the cloud service, whatever.
It sounds like the feds got to him and
Yeah.
said, pull this crap down,
Well,
we're going to blow this place up.
Keep in mind that you have state legislation here in Florida. You do have federal legislation that passed. We will not be relaunching any website claiming this is fake. This domain will eventually expire, and we are not responsible for future use. This message will be removed around 1 week. So that's Mr. Deepfakes, a website that was a portal, a clearinghouse for all kinds of deep fake stuff. And it's gone.
Oh.
But, speaking of deep fakes, which, you make it seem like something's real when it's not, and a lot of times it's fake pornos or having people say things that they didn't actually say. We know that, hey, in a rare bipartisan move in Congress, Democrats and Republicans agreed. And Congress overwhelmingly passed the bill criminalizing these AI, artificial intelligence, revenge videos. Even if it has, a warning, or if people are claiming, oh, you're infringing on my First Amendment rights, this is a censorship issue. No, the Take It Down Act criminalizes the publication of deep fake revenge videos. And last I saw, and this was bipartisan. You had Democrats and Republicans that were spearheading this, and it did pass overwhelmingly in the House and the Senate. For instance, you had Senator Ted Cruz from Texas and Senator Amy Klobuchar, a Democrat from Minnesota. They, on the Senate side, they got together.
They were hand in hand.
Yeah, look at that. And listen, in the House, again, you had bipartisan support. The last I saw, it was headed to Trump's desk. I don't know if the president has signed it yet, but it's going to be a federal crime criminalizing the publication of deep fake revenge videos. Federal crime. And then here in Florida, I don't know what the status is. Maybe you can look it up quickly, but here in Florida, House Bill 757 last I saw that if it's approved, it'll take effect on October 1st. Can you see what the latest is on House Bill 757 in Florida?
Yes, let me go to my.
Now you want to go to news? No, don't go to the actual bill. I just need to know what the status is. Click. Stop. I got it.
Yes.
All right. So.
That's a month ago.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's been signed. But they're in Florida also, not only federal, but one of the latest Florida bills making its way through the legislature aims to ban explicit AI-generated images of real people. The bill, House Bill 757, was filed by a Republican state rep down in Miami, I think. Under the bill, a person who purposefully generates an altered sexual depiction of a real person without his or her consent could face a third-degree felony charge. So is there a status as to whether this has passed?
It's passed the House and it passed the Senate.
All right, so here
it's just waiting to be signed into law.
There we go. So thank you, Michelle. So House and Senate in Florida passed it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but get this: Ron DeSantis is going to have a deep fake sign it. He's really not going to do it.
Get out of here. All right, when we get back, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. The final segment here on a Tuesday, and Michelle will say goodbye. We've got some news coming up. Michelle will say goodbye, a message from Michelle, and a whole lot of other crap that I got to cram in. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. If you're... Knew this time was. Oh wait, tomorrow's Wednesday and then Thursday. So you're not here. Yeah, Michelle will not be here Wednesday. Will not be here, but she will be back Friday.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
I'm going to be so exhausted.
No, you're not. You'll be back on Friday morning.
Take Friday. Big deal. What,
so
they not pay you, Michelle?
I've got to take Michelle to the airport right now.
Why?
Well, right after the show, I'm taking Michelle to the airport because Michelle is flying into Newark to see how bad Newark is right now.
Didn't something happen yesterday at Newark?
Yeah, well, they canceled like all kinds of flights. The head of United is saying that Newark is not safe, and United is one of Newark's biggest airlines.
So yesterday,
United has a huge hub in Newark.
Yesterday, we talked about Newark being the most dangerous airport, or don't fly into Newark. And then yesterday during the day, I saw that like the tower lost communication for like an hour and a half.
That was a couple of days. It wasn't yesterday.
Okay, I just saw it yesterday. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so radar went blank, communications, the radio went blank. It's like for like 60 or 90 seconds, there was like no contact. They couldn't reach the control tower. The pilots couldn't talk to them. The control tower couldn't talk to airplane. Like it's like that guy Johnny from Airplane pulled out the plug or something. And so, I mean, Newark is a disaster. So we're sending Michelle up to see if she gets in safely and departs safely.
Yeah.
No. All right, actually, Michelle, you're flying into LaGuardia, right?
Yes, I am.
You know, it's a whole new LaGuardia over there. It's a whole different deal.
Is it?
Yeah, they've done a nice job with LaGuardia, to be quite honest.
I got to be honest, I'm not planning on spending a lot of time in the airport.
I know.
So you land, you drive into the city, you're with Julian, today, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Then you fly back Thursday evening?
Yeah.
So
Thursday morning.
The deal is that Julian's wrapping up his sophomore year. Julian will be a rising junior at NYU Film School at Tisch. And Michelle is flying up to help Julian move out of the dorm because I don't know what kind of crap he's amassed. So, seriously.
He's a serious thrifter. You got to give him credit.
My God.
I don't think there's like one thing in his room that has cost you a penny.
So he gets furniture off the sidewalk, or they have those postings.
That's a big thing. That's a whole subculture.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
great. Oh my gosh, I wish we lived there because I would have amassed like a ton of stuff.
Is it Facebook?
No, it's Instagram. It's called Stooping, Stooping NYC or something.
Yeah, and people like post ads or pictures of, hey, I just saw this on the sidewalk or on the stoop of a walk up.
Yeah.
And Julian has just picked up lamps and furniture, and he's got to be careful with like bed bugs and crap.
He hasn't picked up any like mattresses or upholstery or anything.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to sleep on someone's.
Oh my God, the Stooping NYC is great.
I know, Fester.
Almost 500,000 followers. Look at that blue couch,
right?
MJ.
Yeah, that blue couch. Guess what? Is crawling with bed bug larvae.
No,
we gotta put that blue couch in the new studio.
Anyway, so Julian has tons of crap. So Michelle's got to fly up. They've got to rent a van, and then I got to pay for a storage unit in Manhattan, which isn't cheap. To store.
No, I found a good one.
Oh, you found a cheap one?
Oh yeah.
All right. So then Michelle's flying up today to help Julian move out of the dorm, move crap into storage, and then you're back what? When do you fly back in, like Thursday afternoon?
Yeah.
So Michelle will be back on Friday.
Maybe.
Oh, man, look at this
if I can move.
table.
I know. Isn't that nice, Fester? I was like, oh my gosh, we could use that.
Yeah, there's a Instagram account called Stooping NYC. Stooping, Stooping. NYC. Listen, you drive around town here.
No, no.
Listen,
Okay.
the crap that
Not
you
like
see.
this.
No, not like this.
Mm-mm.
You see crap
Yeah.
in this town.
Exactly.
I mean, the couch that's on the side of the road, you would never want to have anywhere near
Right.
your house. But this is all stuff people just didn't want to move.
One time a law office was moving and they put out all of the statute books. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
I cannot believe that because those
sets are expensive.
they're so expensive.
Look at this canoe in front of a Whole Foods.
I know, right?
There's just a red canoe on the sidewalk in front of a Manhattan Whole Foods.
One time it was a bar that was shutting down and they had all kinds of tables and chairs and like some kind of wheeled, I don't know, cabinet or something. And Julian was like running to get that.
I gotta move on here.
Why? Let's keep talking about
I
furniture.
know. Look at that.
I'm moving on.
Okay.
Look, there's a whole hutch and everything.
No kidding. Corner of
There's a lot of stuff.
Kingston and Albany.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. That sounds like that's Brooklyn.
They give all the addresses.
That's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn has some great stuff.
Yeah. All right. So Michelle will be flying out today. She'll be back Thursday afternoon. So I'm looking for Michelle to be back on the show Friday morning. So Fester, it's just going to be you and me.
Oh no.
For Wednesday and Thursday. I have to move on here and just tell these people that they did it wrong. Their deceased relative had a desire, a wish to be scattered at sea.
Okay.
You're doing it wrong.
Oh no, what happened?
The entire urn floated and washed up on the shore.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't throw the whole urn in. You scatter the ashes. You know, you save the urn as like sort of a memento and a marker. They threw the whole. This is Gulf Shores, Alabama. This could have washed up on the beach at like Reddington Shores or something.
Seriously?
This could have shown up right behind the Don Cesar.
Just a little further south from the Gulf of America.
Yeah. So, a mysterious urn washed ashore in Gulf Shores, and police were trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. Beachgoers found the urn on the beach, called police. The mystery was solved when police spoke with next of kin of the deceased woman.
How did they even know who it was?
They threw the whole urn off a pier into the Gulf. And the thing's like a floating, like, buoy. I mean, the wish of the deceased, the wish of their relative to be scattered in the Gulf, you scatter the ashes. You don't chuck the whole freaking urn into the water.
They sound like just uncaring relatives.
Oh, they sound like morons.
They sound like idiots.
Yeah, I don't think they're uncaring. I just think they're idiots.
I mean, you know if you have a dumb family. You have to give very explicit directions.
Do not throw the whole urn in.
Open urn.
Open up the baggie and scatter the ashes.
Check wind.
And make sure the wind doesn't
Seriously.
blow the ashes
What
all in your
morons.
faces.
So did they just drop it? Because if I drop something at a pier and the
Yeah.
waves are pushing it in,
they
it'll be on shore in 10 minutes.
Well, it depends on the wave action, but it just washed ashore. They threw it off a pier, apparently.
How did they know who next of kin was? Did they write
Yeah.
grandma's name on it?
Yeah. It must have been an engraved urn or something.
Here's Margaret Smith. Oh, she just died. Let's call her sister.
Yeah, so people called the cops. It was found at a certain location, Gulf Shores, Alabama. It was soon clear the decorated box was an urn, likely holding someone's ashes. Police went to social media hoping for the public's help. Information came our way, according to Detective Carl Whitstruck with the Gulf Shores, Alabama Police Department. Thankfully, information came our way for people who said if you look inside the urn, there may be a disc in there. And sure enough, there was a disc.
For who? A disc?
I guess memories or the disc. There was a marker that led police to a crematory in Ohio. So there was a disc. Is it like a digital, like a data disc? Anyway, there was a disc inside. It led police to a crematory in Ohio. And, people were like saying, hey, maybe a boat capsized and the urn was thrown into the water.
Yeah, right?
No. Idiot family members chucked it into the Gulf, the whole damn urn, instead of like just scattering the ashes. Anyway, the crematory in Ohio identified the remains. The next of kin were contacted by the Gulf Shores police. The mystery was cleared up. Yeah, the deceased had requested that her final resting place be in the water, whether it be the ocean or the Gulf. And a nephew of the family apparently comes down to Gulf Shores, Alabama, frequently from Ohio, and he just chucked the whole thing into the water instead of...
There's no ceremony? You just give it to, like, the idiot nephew?
Just hurl it.
Yeah.
Hey, bye, Granny. Right in the water.
Punted it off a pier next to a guy fishing?
Yeah. Yeah, the family chucked it off the pier at Gulf State Park at the pier, and then 2 days later, the urn washed up on the shore 3.5 miles west.
Look at this janky-ass pier in Alabama.
Yeah, that's it, baby.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we get out of here today?
No, we got to go.
Yeah, Michelle has a flight to
I got to get Michelle to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Oh.
No.
Fester called me an amateur.
You are.
Fester sent me a story of some, like, bomb squad guy running a mile in a full-blown bomb suit.
Did you? That was amazing.
Yeah. Have you seen those bomb suits? You've seen them on TV and in the movies, like where the bomb squad guys show up and they're in this like heavy, thick, like lead-padded suit.
Yeah.
And there's like this massive collar. So this bomb squad technician, I guess he's an Army captain, and he ran a mile trying to set the world record for running a mile in a full bomb diffuser suit.
I mean, you wear a weighted vest as you walk around like you're a classy homeless person.
Yeah, so Fester's calling me an amateur now because I wear a 20-pound weighted vest, which, by the way, is getting a little too light for me.
Why don't you move up to a 50-pound bomb suit?
No.
That would be awesome.
It is. It's a 50-pound bomb squad suit. Army Captain Travis Chenwinning, or Tuning, whatever.
Yeah, Tuning.
Travis Tuning Kullick. Yeah, broke the world record at Fort Cavazos. Where the hell is that? I don't know where Fort Cavazos is, but I guess he's the commander of the 752nd Ordnance Company, EOD, a graduate of West Point. Good for him. And he did how long was the mile? It was 7 minutes, 4 seconds.
Fort Cavazos was formerly known as Fort Hood.
It's going back. Yeah. The name is like Fort Hood. I think
Cavazos is a United States installation near Central Texas, near Killeen.
I believe that the new administration, they're all of the forts, all of the bases that had their name changed.
It's going back to Fort Hood?
Yeah, that they're going back to the Fort. What are some of the bases that change names? Yeah,
Fort Benning.
Yeah,
names.
I think most of them are being changed back.
They shouldn't name bases after people anyway.
Listen, I'm not opposed at all. I mean, there's a history there, whether it's good history or bad history. It is a history. Leave the base names alone. So anyway, Fester says I'm a rank amateur.
I mean, get a 50-pound bomb suit. Let's see you walk around town in that. Let's see you walk back from X-Force in a bomb suit.
I've got like 2 9.5 or 9-pound plates or something, one in the back, and with the suit, mine's about 20 pounds, and I really need to go up to about 30. You know what I need?
Why?
I need to get a hold of Fred.
Between the 9-pound plate in the front, the 9-pound plate in the back, the 4-pound plate in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, whew, it's a lot of weight.
I'm going to call Fred.
You got to custom make you a plate?
Yeah, I need a plate.
Why don't you have like a suit of armor made?
Hang on. I'm calling Fred. Let me see if Fred can take my call.
Michelle's got to go. Can't you handle this like in the ride?
I got to go. All right, goodbye.
Hang on. Hey, Fred? Yes, sir. Hey, Fred, it's MJ, MJ Morning Show Live. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, we're just talking about Fester thinks I'm a wuss because I only have a 20-pound weighted vest, and Fester just gave me a story about a bomb technician in the Army just ran a 7-minute mile in a 50-pound lead bomb suit. And
damn.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So, Fred, I know we talked about this. Can you make me some plates?
Absolutely.
All right. So I know
you want them made out of titanium so they're a little lighter, or
no. I need weight. No, I need weight. So I want to go up to like I want to have options. I want to have like 30 pounds and then maybe 35 and a 40-pound option. But the deal is that I need to jam them in. I need plates. There are no pockets to like hang weight on, you know?
Yeah. You have a shape of what you need, so I can make them identical.
You know what? I probably need to. I'll just come on by the. Hey, tell everyone. Are you looking for anyone right now? You have any great openings?
Yeah, we're looking for a fabricator as we speak right now. We're seeing a lot of nice growth. We just did get a new engineer, and we're staying real busy. We're working in a lot of nice custom homes down in Naples right now. So anyone that has good TIG welding skills, good fabrication skills in the architectural market as far as railings and staircases and custom gates are concerned.
And how do they get a hold of if they want a great high-paying job?
They can send a email to us. We also have our website at www.profusionusa.com.
There you go.
And on there, we have a job portal. They can upload their resume, and they can fill out our application form online.
Awesome. And then look at that.
That's easy.
And Fred's going to make me some additional metal plates so I can jam up my game. All right. Hey, Fred, Profusion USA. Listen, if I can help someone get a great high-paying job at your place, I'm going to do it. Profusion.
Thank you.
ProfusionUSA.com is the website, and you're looking for always great fabricators, right?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Have a great one. I'll be in touch soon.
Okay. Take care.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, look at that. I'm putting it into action. Fester's calling me out saying that I'm a wuss with only my 20 pounds of weighted vest when I do my walks in the neighborhood. Well, I'm going to jam it on up. Where did Fester go?
We're done.
Hold on. Fester is he taking you to the airport or am I taking you to the airport?
He's going to be taking me to the airport.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I'm taking you to the airport.
You're not ready to go.
I'm ready to go right now. You got plenty of time.
No, I don't.
Michelle, your flight.
Don't tell me what kind of time
Michelle,
I have.
your flight doesn't leave for 2 hours.
I need to stop by the house, and it's 30 minutes away.
All right. The house
I got to be at the airport in 1 hour.
The house is 12 minutes away. I'm coming right now. All right, folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a lovely day. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105. The Cash Kitty's up next in 12 minutes at 10 o'clock. Another shot at $1,000 in cash comes next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. See you tomorrow, everyone. Have a great day, and let's be careful out there.
Download the app now. Get the Q105 app and listen to us anywhere.